called in
to Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the brews.
And they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
And
brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. Mr. Nick, this is our favorite episode of the year.
Yeah.
And
Guess who's in town?
Siwik parents.
Yes.
Not just the Siwiks are here. The Siwik parents, of course, are in
Yes.
town.
I got that.
happen every year.
We had Daniel on a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago, and I brought up the fact that we figured the Siwik parents would come into town this
Yep.
weekend.
Yeah.
And he messages us the other day and goes, "You guys will never guess what happened."
Hey, listen to this.
Ooh. Right.
Look at that.
For the first time all year, Nick and I are drinking a beer on Bucks and Brews.
Hey, it is called Bucks and Brews.
It is.
I'm trying to lose some weight, so I haven't been drinking as much.
I'm trying not to be a raging alcoholic, so I haven't been drinking as much.
Two valid reasons.
And I'm just trying to not drink as much.
No,
Yeah.
Three valid
three valid
reasons.
reasons.
I will tell you though, so my boys took second in state.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
And one of my kids won. the entire-
Congratulations.
So I'm a 3-time state champion coach,
That's good.
1-time runner up. My wife and I did taxes on Thursday, and
You owe a shit ton of money.
I was, to be honest, I was getting up to go to the restroom because my stomach was kind of hurting.
Mhm.
And then I look and I see one of my friends, and I go say hi, and the next thing I know, the other like 3 of them are there with all of their families and stuff. And I was like, well, I'm not going to use the restroom now. One thing, oh, hey, let's do a shot. Congratulations. Hey, let's go outside and talk some business. Go outside and talk business. That led to me literally getting kidnapped. He put the car in drive. We ended up taking off, going across the street to the liquor store.
Your poor wife.
So I'm like, guys, my wife is pregnant. I can't just fucking
Yeah.
leave. So I did have a drink that night, and it was the greatest time.
Of
It was,
course it was.
it was everything I dream of about drinking, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna kidnap me, like, let's go party.
So speaking of drinking, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking a David-sponsored garage beer from the Kelsey brothers, and there's got to be somebody else in that investment.
Oh, I'm
so-
sure there is.
But
I decided on this today because you're watching your weight, and this is a very low 95 calories.
I say I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I'm watching my liquor content, and this is a low 4%.
Yeah.
Very good.
We're both covered.
I say the lime one, I enjoy. You know what?
You like the regular one.
I was thinking about this on my way here because David's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a beer," and I like when I might say a hint of lime.
Mhm.
I get a Bud Light after like my 15th Bud Light. I will then put like one slice of lime, squeeze it, and put the lime to the side. Nothing else in my life do I want like that hint. I want full, robust flavor, things like that. But that one, too much lime for me for some reason.
I'm going to do a callback to a past episode.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of this today, because after that, I have an energy drink called Son of a Peach.
Ooh.
And I'm like, Nick and I tried that Busch Light Peach,
Yeah.
which was very peachy, which was great, but way too Busch Lighty.
Yeah.
That's why the stuff that we've gotten at
I'm not.
Murphy's in Wrigleyville the
Way
peach
better.
is way better.
Way better.
Because it's peachy, but not much lighty.
Well, you're talking now, so we'll introduce
The eye candy.
of the eye candy of the episode, who's on a lot, Mr. Michael Benson.
I'm not on it.
You have not been on in a long time.
I need to start getting
Yeah.
better at that.
So, what are you drinking, my friend?
I mean, I'm the extremely boring one. I've got City of Portage tap water.
There
you go.
Literally what I'm drinking.
Nothing wrong with that. And then, of course, we have the 2 that are always on our baseball episodes, Mr. David and Daniel Siwik.
Welcome.
Gentlemen, what are you drinking?
So we are drinking a Kitty Wampus soda, which is tart cherry. It's excellent. Very good. And then I'm going to chase that with some Diet Mountain
With
Dew.
the hard stuff.
Yes.
And
And
that's a big container.
And it will mostly be
That'll
gone.
that'll get you definitely back home to the parents
And that's the plan.
with plenty of energy.
and I'm kind of going to do the same. I am drinking the same Kitty Wampus cherry soda from Holland. It's very good. You can definitely taste the cherries in it.
I think it's so.
And
Oh, does it
I'm going
great.
to chase it down, maybe even mix it with some yerba mate. It's a good energy drink. Yerba is a South American plant that's got caffeine in it.
So the Siwiks asked me earlier to find Kitty Wampus soda, and they're from the
Yeah.
they're from the Lansing area.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
That always sounds good.
I've never seen this. This is an energy drink, sparkling. It's not sparkling water.
No.
Huh. All right. Let's see
And
here.
it's not like too much caffeine.
It's not okay.
it's-
Is it natural caffeine?
It is.
Okay.
It's like
Wow.
maybe a cup of coffee's worth. So
You're hippie to me. I'm telling you, you are. Like you always show up with like these like
Yeah.
local brew, brew coffees in a can or whatever, or like herbal teas
Yeah.
and shit.
I think
And I was like, wait, this is I didn't know this, man. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
gotta be like all natural.
I'm always looking for more natural ways to get my caffeine.
Yeah.
So, like a lot of like I've moved away from like caffeinated sodas as much as I can. And
I
a
think,
lot of like green tea based stuff. So like the V8 energies where I feel like I'm getting vitamins
Yeah.
and my caffeine.
I do the same.
So
Sure.
So hang on.
yeah.
The Siwiks asked where they can find Kitty Wampus. So they live in the Lansing area.
Yes.
So in East Lansing, the MSU Dairy Store has it.
Oh, okay.
yes.
I know this for sure.
And in DeWitt, Bellinger Meats.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
You know both those.
you can
Excellent.
find Kitty Wampus
That's
soda
very
at both
good.
of those. Shout out to Kitty Wampus soda,
Yeah,
Joe. He's
yeah,
great.
Absolutely. Very good.
And you can find it now. I've definitely found it now in the Hardings down there in Portage.
Okay.
Oh, good.
And I'm trying to get the Zero NA bar to, once they feel like they're ready to do something more, add them to their.
We need to get you as a distributor for them.
Yeah.
Well, we should.
I'll talk to Soda Joe.
I could always use more money.
I know you could. So
Can't we all?
Well, yeah, but I'm literally trying to make almost
Yes.
nothing right now.
the substitute teaching, not easy.
No, that's I did that for actually 2 different times in my life.
Yeah.
And yes, and it pays more now than it used to back then, but
Especially a
inflation-
week like this where I was sick the entire week.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, you don't get
literally paid no money.
Yep.
So, Professor, you went to Cincinnati.
I did.
And you wanted to talk about that, so let's hit that before we
I did.
get rolling.
Cincinnati, great baseball town, and I actually stayed in the official hotel of Cincinnati Reds. It used to be. I don't know if it still is. It's the Hilton Netherland Plaza, right in the middle of Cincinnati. It's like a 10-minute walk from the baseball stadium and the football stadium. And the way that they designed all of that area of downtown Cincinnati there is very, very nice. The stadium is top notch. I couldn't go right into the stadium, but they actually had a lot of it open. You could walk around anywhere that short of actually going in and taking a seat. And obviously it's March, it's spring training, but it's before the season starts. One of the things I wanted to notice though was the statuary around there.
Yeah.
Pete Rose has a nice statue,
Yeah.
and that's good. And then of course they've named stuff after the Cincinnati Red Greats, which would be disappointed if they hadn't.
Mhm.
But the location of the stadium is definitely impressive.
It's a really nice park.
Yep.
Right on the river. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. They
No,
did
I
it
know
right.
there's a ways, if I remember right, from when we were taking a trip down to Tennessee, and we stayed at one of the hotels in whatever that city in Kentucky is. That's literally just on the other side of the river.
Yep, Covington,
And
Kentucky.
I think there's bridges that actually cross the river that
There
are
are?
just pedestrian
Oh yeah,
bridges.
I went across one of
Get
them.
right into that park district.
Yep,
Nice.
that's exactly it. One of them actually, it's a bridge that was designed by the same guy that did the Brooklyn Bridge. It looks a lot like it. It was built before the Brooklyn Bridge. That one you can walk back and forth to Covington, Kentucky, and Cincinnati, Ohio, and on both sides of the river, you're right into their arts and sort of
Yep.
theater and bar districts too.
Yeah, Cincinnati's a cool town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very impressive.
Nice.
So,
So, remind me, everybody. I know for a fact that I got mine right. What was your guys' guess from last year of who was winning the World Series?
So I think we all
Yeah.
said the
Yeah.
Dodgers,
Yeah.
but we hedged our bets
Thing.
going the team we really wanted. to
Yeah.
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 But we were all
I mean, I
Dodgers.
don't think
They're
we're
all
going
Dodgers.
to change that anytime in the next few years.
I
No.
don't plan on changing it this year.
No,
I will officially go on record.
Yeah.
I think the Dodgers
Yeah.
will win the World Series.
I
So do I.
If the Dodgers don't win, let's play this game. If the Dodgers
Yep.
don't win the World Series, who do you think will win?
Okay.
I just got Justin Verlander back and
Yes.
Scooble.
Yes.
And yeah, sure, everybody's going to say he's old. I think he's going to be I'm hoping that he goes to middle relief and can go for a long time versus being
I
starting.
see him that being
Yeah.
where his
Especially in the
win will be.
playoffs.
I think that's where his
And with
win will be.
AJ Hinch, the way that he basically he doesn't have starting pitchers. He's got a couple, but he thinks that the whole bullpen, that's it. That's how you do a game.
I mean, there are a lot of managers out there like that.
Oh yeah, he's definitely
I really think
unique in that.
if we don't win it this year, and depending on the rules for next year, it's going to be a long time until the Tigers, because
Mhm.
we're known to get rid of players and not spend money.
We will talk about Scuba later.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I'm gonna go with this is my year for the Tigers to win this thing.
Okay.
I'm going to predict the Cubs Tigers World Series, and I'm going to
Yes.
predict the Cubs in 7 because I'm a Cubs fan
Yeah.
first.
I will second that. I was literally just going to say that. The Cubs have done a lot of things this offseason that make me hopeful also. And they are my National League team. They always have been. So that would be this baseball fan's dream.
What a dream that
Yeah,
would be.
it would be.
It would be a
Yep,
dream.
Absolutely.
So I'll go along with that. I can buy into that. But put it this way, both teams actually have a legitimate, realistic chance.
Yeah,
They do.
Right. If this was 5 years ago and we were doing the baseball episode, we wouldn't be realistic if
No,
we were
no.
predicting this.
No.
But it is. Hey, what one thing would be really cool too?
I mean, it was like
So-
4 or 5 years ago we did the first baseball episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
I stayed in that hotel I was telling you that was the Cincinnati Reds official hotel. One of the things they had in there was this display case. They had stuff from the 1940 World Series, which was the Reds and the Tigers, of course.
Mhm.
The Tigers lost that year, unfortunately. But that would be a cool World Series. But
It would.
yes, let's go with Cubs and Tigers. I still think the Dodgers are the odds-on favorite right now.
Oh, hands down.
100%.
Yeah.
But that would be a very good series to root for, and I don't have any reason to root against either teams if I predict them. So I'll do it.
Mr.
I
Ben?
mean, I would love to see that, but I'm going to be based on how the managers manage. I think it's going to be a repeat of last year, and it's going to be Toronto versus the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Okay, Toronto.
And then I
Interesting.
hope that Toronto will make it out.
Yeah. Interesting.
I was
Yeah.
very impressed with Toronto last
Yeah.
I was.
That was
I think a lot of it was like their manager managed
Yeah.
that
he
team
was
very
great.
well.
Yep.
Like he did not have the talent that really either I think Seattle or the
Definitely not.
Dodgers have, and
Yep.
still took that to the brink of winning. I'm like, in my opinion, they literally only lost because calls went the Dodgers' way that
Yeah.
really shouldn't have.
Yeah, if that
There's
ground
no
rule
reason-
double doesn't happen, the
You know,
Blue Jays
I
win
was
the World
listening
Series.
That
to
was a tough one.
Well, even
One
if
of
it
those-
is,
yeah.
it wasn't. If it would have been ruled a ground rule double, they would have
Yeah.
won.
Yep.
They ruled it as he had to. It wasn't
Yeah,
a ground rule.
they sent him back to third. The runner back to third.
You know, listening to one of those playoff games with Toronto, when I was actually driving to Chicago to do some work, stuck on that in traffic
Oh, that's
when we were getting into town, and I forget which game it was, but the starting pitcher had a no hitter going,
Up.
and then
Yep.
they pulled him,
Hey, bud.
and I said to the
Yeah.
guy that I was with in the work van, who's not a big baseball fan, although he's becoming one thanks to me.
You're welcome.
I mean, that's how you
Yeah.
do it.
I'm like, I go,
Do it.
are you fucking kidding? They deserve to lose this game, but
No.
I was proven wrong. And it just shows that I even told him, well, I guess I just need to change
Different-
with the time.
That-
I
That's
think it's a
different
different
in
when you're in
playoffs.
the
It's a
series.
different game.
When you're in the series.
Yep.
I mean, maybe not in a non-elimination game.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not, but in an elimination game,
Yeah.
you go all
All
out.
bets
The
are
guy
off.
didn't
Right.
really have
Yeah.
a choice.
He didn't. I'm like, I guess, times change.
How much
Yep.
did we malign Joe Madden for putting
Oh, my
Chapman in Game 7? We're like, what the fuck are you doing? He's
Yeah.
gassed.
That early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
even
expected.
Lester when he did. Listen, Hendricks was rolling. Why are you bringing him in?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can look at those things, and of course we're playing armchair manager, but
Right.
I mean that's what we do because
right.
we're
If they
Yeah,
lose this game, it's
It's Joe Madden's
it's Joe Madden's
If
fault.
they lose it, sure.
100%, and they don't win it because of Joe Madden because he didn't make the right call.
No,
No, it's they won it because of the team.
He
Yeah.
didn't last very long after that for a reason.
no.
It's saying, but that's just how life works, though, right? As a coach,
Mhm.
look, I never win, and I always lose.
Yeah.
right? Like
100%.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
even this year, gosh, I had a parent. My kid won this for you, and I was like,
No, the kid won that for themselves.
okay, like yeah,
Mm.
say, and it's just that's
Mm.
not at all how I teach my team and train my. But
You win as a
no
team, you win
matter
for
what, it
yourself.
will never. I could you know, I could be the one throwing the bowling ball and still be the like because I'm the coach. Nah, you didn't win this thing. Right?
100%.
The kids were behind you; they were cheering you the whole
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just it's a as a manager, you are the most scrutinized thing in the entire world, right?
100%.
And as a coach, but trust me, you know, I mean, I fully understand it. That's the responsibility you take on, right? Everything's on your shoulders, so the positive goes to the players, the negative goes to the coach.
But you think about it nowadays, like think about probably one of the most iconic baseball moments that we've seen in our lifetime.
Jimmy Smokes smoking in the dugout.
Oh, yeah.
Kurt Lawson's home run.
Maybe
This-
that's a close
in
second.
this in this time of day. Well, but it's one of the more iconic.
Of
Yeah.
course.
100%.
Yeah.
In this day and age, does he even get out there to
No.
bat in the condition he's in?
He couldn't run.
Right.
Right.
He couldn't
The
run.
manager would have had his stupid ass stat sheet in his hand, and he would have said, "No, the stupid algorithm on my phone told me keep
Yes.
the guy in the clubhouse. We're gonna put Joe Dickhead in,
Yep.
and we're gonna be happy that I did what I was told."
That's where the game is different.
If
Literally
say he
at
hit the
that-
ground ball to right,
Yep.
does he get thrown out at first?
oh, hands down.
I think so too. Because
He can't run. That's
Well,
he was in the clubhouse, ice in his ass.
But he also was preparing mentally for it.
yeah, he was.
Well, that's true. I don't think he really went into that slow stride until he realized it was gone.
No, and that mental preparation is what I was very sarcastically trying to emphasize in my fictitious scenario where Joe Dickhead goes out there and does it instead of Kirk Gibson, because the manager nowadays has lost, I think, to an extent, the knowledge that some of his players have that drive in them because he's so goddamn obsessed with his stupid ass sabermetrics. I watched the Detroit Tigers sabermetrics themselves right out of a win
It's
last
all-
August in a game from this.
Well, I know you're going to get into some of the points.
It's more
Yeah.
like though it's the modern school of business management. It's stats, stats.
And it's applied to a sport now.
It doesn't.
And have you right? All right, I love rom-coms. I'm gonna.
Okay.
Have you seen Trouble with the Curve?
No.
I have.
Okay, so one of them, it's a baseball movie
Okay.
that happens to have a romantic story. I watch it for the baseball.
Yep.
You like the fact that Justin Timberlake and Amy Adams were.
I just like Amy Adams. Let's
I
be
did
clear.
too. It's a sexy woman.
Yeah,
But
you can admit that too.
it's got Clint Eastwood, right?
Does.
So,
Oh, so yeah. What's wrong
it's-
then?
and it's the dude that plays Shaggy in the Scooby Doo. He's
Matthew Lillard.
There you go. You guys know all these things. So he's this young punk kid coming in. He's like, oh, these are what the stats. This kid's hitting, 700. He's done this. He's done that. And, Clint Eastwood's doing it the old school way. And he's like, the fucking kid can't hit a curveball.
Yeah, there's
like,
a hole in his swing.
right.
Don't Joe Boo.
But the
Yeah.
but the stats don't show a hole in his swing. Well, he's a high school kid. Of course it fucking doesn't. Don't sit anybody.
The guys he's facing don't have a great curveball to throw.
They're also high school kids.
Yeah, I mean, David, you're
Ooh, that's
a
good.
pitching coach, so you call the pitches and things. Give me a minute. And but you look at it, and now, gosh, pitchers are being told, hey, statistically, what is the thing that he strikes the most on?
Right.
Low and away, high and inside.
Yep.
And so you get to this point where I still run very old school, right?
Mhm.
Like, I look at things and go, all right, in this situation, what is my best percentage of a person being able to step up? I've watched this one melt down, and I've watched this one just
Yeah.
go, you know what? I actually don't care about this game. And there's a time where I want that kid who he couldn't care less, but he has no nerves, right? He's,
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
he's like, he doesn't understand the greatness of what's happening.
Yeah.
There you go. Just go through,
Let's call it.
One of my-
Strike.
one of my favorite stories is Eddie Perez tells it about Maddox. And I don't remember what the pitch was, but Luis Gonzalez is up, runners on base, and he had told Perez before the game, I'm not throwing Gonzalez this. It will not happen. So Perez comes out, and he tells him, hey, I'm going to throw that pitch I said I'm not going to throw. And he goes, why? He goes, because he's going to hit the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But 6 months from now, he's going to...
That was bag of shit.
Was it bag of shit?
That was the bag of shit.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Jeff Bagwell.
Vinny Perez was the one they
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
him to walk.
Well, yeah.
He
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
So
for this, and I'm going to throw that. He's going to pop out to Chipper.
So he threw the pitch.
It goes yard.
Bagwell goes yard, and 6 months later, he's expecting that pitch,
Yeah.
and Maddox
In the playoffs.
in the playoffs, and Maddox knew it, so he
Wow.
did not give him that pitch, and he struck his ass out with the
Yeah.
bases loaded.
You know, Jim Price, the great Tigers announcer, the great late Tigers announcer,
Yeah.
used to always say, baseball players have incredible memories.
Yes, they do.
Don't forget stuff,
See,
especially the good ones
that's
like
it.
Maddox.
That's it. And that is a good example why you cannot just manage with stats.
Right. Yeah.
Correct.
And when it's all said and done, I would want to ask a sabermetrics guy only one simple question. Show me the evidence that this actually works better than the old
Yeah.
way of managing the game, because there is no evidence that it does. Are there teams that consistently win like 10 or 20 more games every single year and consistently every single year? I'm not talking about 1 year, 2 years, even 5 years. I'm talking about every time. Do they won 10 or 20 more games? Or are they always getting into the playoffs to the World Series?
Perennial contenders.
They aren't. There are no teams that are doing this in any greater way than they were before sabermetrics was
Nope.
used. The evidence just doesn't support any of this.
Honestly,
It
you've
doesn't.
seen it. The Yankees have not won really in the time frame of sabermetrics.
Right.
They haven't.
Correct.
The team that
And that
won
was the whole reason they got Aaron Boone, was because Joe Girardi was considered to be too old school.
the
Yeah.
two-
We have to
yeah,
modernize.
the 2001 Seattle Mariners won more games, I think, in regular
Mhm.
season than any other team
They
had.
did.
I think, well, it was like 120 games. That was before sabermetrics. From straight, if you're going to try to manage strictly through stats and be a mathematician to play the game, then at one point you would stop and say, hey, we need evidence to show this is actually working. And all the evidence shows no, it doesn't make a damn bit of difference in
Well,
wins and losses.
And
It
then they
doesn't.
keep changing, like making the rules, like I said, so it's more hitter friendly anyway.
Yeah.
Like getting rid of the shift, having the pitchers not hit anymore.
Well, Billy Bean's big thing was we don't bunt, we don't steal, because I don't pay you to get thrown out at second base, and I get all that.
Small ball is a big part of
sometimes
winning nowadays.
You have to throw that shit out the window because
Right.
sometimes you do. So I've been down a rabbit hole lately.
Good.
Okay.
Let's do it.
This is my favorite rabbit hole.
Okay.
Ricky Henderson stories.
Mm.
Again, so
Speaking of the Oakland A's,
Will Clark's telling the story.
there's
There's
Will Clark.
there's spring training,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and LaRussa doesn't want Ricky to steal because he wants McGuire and Canseco to get at bats.
Yep.
So of course Will Clark's over at first base talking to Ricky and he's needling it.
Yeah.
Ricky, why won't we let you go? And Ricky's like, I don't know, Thrill, this is bullshit. I want to go. So Will talks him into it after like the second or third pitch. He's like, Ricky, you should just go. He goes, Thrill, I'm going on the next pitch. So Clark yells out, A's going. So they pitch out.
Yep.
Probably still makes that.
And Ricky's still second
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
safely.
Because it's Ricky
And he
Henderson.
jumps up and he points both fingers at Ricky gone.
Yep.
Ricky gone.
That's great.
That's
That is
absolutely great because he was that fast. He could
I got 3 Ricky Henderson stories, and you two have heard them many times because I tell these all the fucking time.
absolutely.
So he's getting on the bus with the Padres, and I want to say it was Brad Ausmus, but I've also heard it could be Steve Finley. So he's getting on the bus with the Padres, and when you're a tenured veteran, you get your own seat.
Yeah.
Sure.
So of course Ricky's the last one on the bus, and he gets on the bus and he looks to the back, and every seat's full, and he goes, "What? Nobody got no seat for Ricky?" And whether it was Ausmus or Finley, it doesn't matter. Looks at him and goes, "Ricky, you got tenure. Just kick one of them out of their seat." Tenure? Ricky got 15 years.
Nice. Nice. That's
And of course, next to my all-time favorite.
Yes.
They're talking to somebody in the dugout or clubhouse, either way, and he talks about John 3:16, and Ricky walks by and he hears it, and he goes, 3:16? Ricky don't care if John hitting 3:16. 3:20. And of course, the best part about Ricky is he always talked in the third person. He never said I, he always said Ricky.
Ricky.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just incredible.
One of the best baseball players I've ever seen. There was a trivia question, and I asked you two this, and I don't know if I ever asked you two this. It was something like, this man's broke up 83 no-hitters.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Ricky Henderson.
And it took people forever to figure out
Wow.
it was Ricky Henderson with a leadoff home run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, people forget that, to steal bases, you have to get on base.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to get on base, that usually means you have to do something like get a hit or draw a walk.
Yeah.
So you're going to be pretty useful once you do that. And Ricky Henderson had very good statistics.
Well, and we all know
Good numbers.
Cecil Fielder's not stealing a fucking base.
No.
Giving him a go.
That's right.
You got somebody like Ricky or Vince Coleman or
Yeah.
Tim Raines.
The thing about
Maybe you see the one
Cecil
stat
Fielder.
out there that it's like this person has like, and it was like Cecil Fielder has more inside the park home runs than Ricky Henderson does.
but that would have been for, fluke reasons.
Yeah.
I
Well,
would say.
exactly, but
What-
it's like a weird thing.
It
I remember
is.
seeing it. It's like four things, and it's like this
Wow,
person has
yeah.
more than that, has more.
I do have one more Ricky
Or
story.
no, Cecil Fielder is more like inside the park home or
Mhm.
deals of home than Ricky Henderson.
Okay.
I do have one more Ricky story. So there was a year he was injured in the 80s. I want to say it was 87.
Mhm.
And going in the last game of the season, Willie Wilson and Harold Raines were competing for the stolen base record.
Yep.
Willie went like 0 for 5. Harold got on, stole second base. He had 60.
Mhm.
Season gets over. Ricky calls him up. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Ricky would have had 60 by the All-Star break.
Nice.
Just incredible.
Yep.
What do you got?
I just seen this. It came
Uh-huh.
through right before the episode. July 31st, which is right around David and myself's birthday. You boys should meet us in Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Cecil Fielder will one night be managing the Kalamazoo Growlers.
Yeah,
really?
July
He will.
31st of
Oh
2026.
wow. Well, we
At
definitely got to
Yeah.
go to that.
52 years
Except, actually, I can't. What day is that?
July 31st.
Nope, I'll be
is
gone
a-
for work. I have to travel up to the UP for work. So I'm
it's
sorry.
a-
Daniel,
it's a-
It's gonna be on you.
I'll be there because it's close to me.
It's real close.
I'll be in Escanaba, Michigan that week.
Oh.
Actually.
That's a
Are you gonna be? You're gonna be by the moonlight?
I will
Yes,
be,
it
and,
will be.
and I look forward to this work trip every year. I have to go there for work, and I mean, come on, there are worse work assignments than being stuck in Escanaba, Michigan.
In the summer.
I mean, no, look, the way I am, and Dan is the same way. I could live up there any time of the year. That would be my place.
Oh, you guys are nuts. And you know what?
Oh,
They,
yeah.
they closed the bridge down.
Oh, they only,
last week.
yeah, they
And
just
it
do
was like open for 4 hours and then closed. And it's
It's pretty rare that it's close, though.
I'm-
Doesn't happen very often.
only when we get ridiculous snow and
Oh.
the ice starts falling from
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's rare that happens. Most of
But
the
it
time, that bridge is open.
does.
It's an interstate highway.
Yeah.
don't look at my computer.
Okay.
Okay.
I say not looking at computers. That's what's going on. So we won't see you, but Daniel, we'll definitely see
Yes,
you.
you will.
Mr. Benson.
Yeah,
will see you.
That'd be very cool, and I regret already not being able to go there, but
Oh,
work calls. So.
So I'm going to ask some questions because we love to talk trivia. And stuff.
Oh yeah, we got to
So-
do that.
So each team's last no-hitter by a single pitcher. I'm going to see if you guys can
Okay.
figure this out.
So,
Who was the pitcher?
Who was the pitcher? I don't care about the year, but
Oh,
who
got it.
was the pitcher?
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask one that you guys might know. The Detroit Tigers.
not Armando Galarraga.
No, it was not.
No,
He should have been a perfect game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this would have been after him anyways.
Yeah. Oh, did Scooble hit
I
one?
think Scooble's had one, wasn't?
I'm gonna go with Scooble.
I'm thinking because it was after him would have been maybe Scherzer.
mm,
Scherzer was before Scooble.
Oh yeah, he was way
They were
before
on-
school.
No. I meant before after Galarraga.
Oh,
Like they were on the same team.
I'm gonna guess Verlander.
Verlander.
So I'm gonna give you
Yes.
guys this. It was in 2001
Yeah.
or 2021.
Oh,
Oh, so
21.
okay.
that's
So it's
definitely,
recent.
Then
definitely none of them then.
no,
Wouldn't have even been Scooble
no,
back
'cause
then.
it was before
No,
him.
it's I know who this is. It's right to my tongue.
Hmm. Yeah, I can't think of the name right now.
Nick, anybody?
No.
Spencer Turnbull.
That's
Yeah, the Aussie. I think he was from.
Okay, I'm gonna ask about the Washington Nationals. October 3rd, 2015.
Scherzer.
20
Rosberg.
20.
No, that would be-
wait,
2015.
2015.
that's before Scherzer went there. I think.
Yeah.
I think he
Steven
went there in
Strasburg?
2017.
Strasburg.
He had his like no hits when he was there.
But I think Strasburg was that before him also.
So, Mr. Benson's coming.
Well, we're not
Max
meeting-
Scherzer.
He had his no hits when he had his perfect game when he earned. Yeah, he was there when
Yeah.
he
Was Scherzer there by then?
and like
Yeah,
the
that's
20
really crazy.
strikeouts
It's been
game and everything.
11
So-
years that he's been gone.
Yeah.
I would not have gotten this even though I watched this game. The Cubs' last no-hitter that was pitched by a single pitcher.
Didn't Arrieta have one?
Oh yeah, he had several. But this was in
What year?
September 13, 2020. So it was during the strike.
Oh,
or
the
during the
COVID
COVID.
year. God.
I don't remember that.
I don't
Was it
either.
Ben, the
Huh.
professor?
I couldn't tell you people
Not
did it
Hendrick?
last year.
Hendricks never threw a no-hitter.
Okay.
No, wasn't it?
Alec Mills.
Alec
Oh,
Mills.
I remember turning it on because I was watching the Bears game and they talked
Yeah.
about the fact that Mills was in like the sixth with a no-hitter.
That was that Tigers game. It was the same thing. That's why it pissed me off. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Terrible.
So-
Because it was like, really, this guy's the one that
Mhm.
threw the no-hitter?
Mhm.
I'm going to go back to old school because you two are my oldest friends
Okay.
and you will know these names. So let's go with the Texas Rangers, July 28th, 1994.
Nolan
Oh,
Ryan.
it's gotta be.
Gotta be Nolan Ryan.
Go Nolan.
I'm going to give a hint.
I'd have been a
Not Nolan Ryan.
Not Nolan.
It's not Nolan Ryan. Okay.
I'm going to give a hint. Nick loved this guy when he pitched for the Tigers.
Frank Tanana.
But he wasn't still.
In 94?
He was. I think he was on a Yeah, I mean, he certainly would have been with the Tigers, if not.
How about was it Kenny Rogers?
It was Kenny.
Kenny Rogers. Okay, here we go. The gambler.
The Gambler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think his
That-
career
that-
went back that far though.
That man won me.
That must have been
yeah.
towards the beginning of it.
It must have been interesting.
He was
The
my
Tigers were the very end of his
Very
career.
end.
He was for like 20 years.
That's
Yeah.
true.
when he came to the Tigers. I drafted him
Yeah.
my last pick in fantasy baseball,
Yeah.
and that was the year he went nutso.
Oh yeah.
I won that league, and that's the last time I played fantasy baseball.
That year, that 2006 season,
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers and Jim Leyland were the only two things that team had different from the prior year.
Uh-huh.
And
Yep.
they won like 40 more games.
Yeah.
So yes, two guys can make a huge difference
yeah.
on a team.
All right. The Boston Red Sox, May 19th, 2008.
Oh,
I remember something weird like Tim Wakefield had one.
He might have.
Pedro Martinez.
that's
Yeah,
going
the
to be my guess. That's got to be right about the end of
The
his
problem
career.
is none of these are going to be like big name guy. I mean, they've thrown them, but the last one, that's going to be the hard part.
This
Yep.
guy is a big name guy.
I'm going to guess Pedro.
We drove that in.
This man brought a World Series title to Chicago.
Oh.
Oh,
John Lester.
John
Yeah.
Lester.
Okay.
That's right.
Use the mouth, baby. They just love watching Lester pitch, man.
I'm going to do a couple more. The Kansas City Royals.
What year?
Greinke.
Mark Gubzak.
Oh,
May 20 or not. August 26, 1991.
That's not Greinke.
I know two pitchers. I know three pitchers from that time, and one was a closer.
mm,
1991.
Kansas City Royals.
I wouldn't know.
Your guess was a good one. Good.
It was a good.
Yeah,
It was a
Mark
great guess because that's one of the two I
Yeah.
thought of immediately.
I'm trying to think.
I just went with players before even just that I knew it.
Yeah,
we
well,
were with them. and
That's it. In the early
that's when
90s.
Greinke started.
You guys will kick yourself.
By early 90s, this is going to
Did
be.
he end his career at Kansas City?
I don't believe so.
No.
This is going to be at the beginning of his career, isn't it?
Yeah, but he played there a long time.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't even be the beginning. It would be right in the heart
Right
of
in the heart of
his
his
career.
career. Mm,
It's
mhm.
right at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Brett Saberhagen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Of
it.
course. Brett Saber.
Side armor.
Yeah. Yep.
This man never got his due. Toronto Blue Jays, September 2nd, 1990.
Dave Stewart.
Good guess, but I think he was still with the A's at that
That
point.
might be.
He had to still be with the A's at 90.
The back-to-back World Series they won.
Was it David Wells? Was it?
No.
That would have been probably before Wells.
Oh yeah, and then Wells got traded over to the Yankees.
No, it's in
Yeah,
fifth for the Tigers,
That
too.
really
Yeah.
would have been before
Yeah,
David
before
Wells.
David Wells.
You guys are going to kick yourself.
1990.
He's a very underrated pitcher, and he probably
Hmm.
deserves some Hall of Fame talk.
And where did he end his career there?
He might have. I know he was always a thorn in the Tiger side. Always.
Yeah. Let me see. That would have been right at the end of the Joe Carter era.
Yeah.
Yep.
The year they won
Yeah.
the back-to-back World Series.
God, I
89
can't.
and 90.
That's another one that's on the tip of my tongue.
Dave Steeb.
Oh,
Steve. Yes.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Very underrated.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
this one blows my mind. I do know this pitcher. He pitched a long, long time. The Pittsburgh Pirates. August 9th, 1976. Only one person in this room was alive.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was negative a couple of years.
I don't remember who their
No.
kind of their big pitcher.
I don't think any of you guys are going to get this one, but you're going to go,
Well,
I
no.
remember that guy.
I mean,
So
Actually,
wait a minute.
that's what they
Hang on. Hang on. It's been that long since they've had a no-hitter?
Yes,
That's
since
bad.
1976.
So that's
I mean, it does take a lot to get to that point.
yeah,
So
but
Paul
that's like
Skeens has never
50
pitched a no-hitter?
years. He's only been there, I think, 3 years. What can I ask for one hint?
Sure.
Do you know if this guy played all of his years with Pittsburgh?
No, he did not. He played for many teams.
Okay.
He was a journeyman pitcher. He was a good pitcher.
Satchel
National, I'm
Paige?
going to assume all. What's
Satchel Paige is an
I'm
answer.
going to assume it's all national.
I think even he was done by then.
No, I'm pretty sure he pitched for the Yankees at some point.
Okay.
Really?
I'm going to assume this guy for the Pittsburgh Pirates would have had all National League teams he pitched for, because this is way back when. And players didn't usually go between leagues.
Yeah,
Huh.
if you actually had the ability to hit, you
Yeah.
probably stayed in the National.
Well,
Exactly.
definitely. I'm positive he played for the Yankees in the 80s.
Okay.
Oh, really?
God. Was it
It was somebody who's never been in my kitchen.
Correct.
an Yankees in the 80s? Who is that guy? That God,
Never been in your kitchen.
So,
Oh,
who was it?
John Candelaria.
John Candelaria. Wow.
It is
Wow.
a reference
Nick's going,
to
who the
when
fuck
Flip
is that?
Saban was on Jeopardy.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
And his final Jeopardy answer was, "Who are three people who've never been in my kitchen?" And he was such an elite, but he still bet it all.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm going to read this quote, and mostly I have this one here for Mike and Nick. So some guy named Lopez, I don't know his first name, was telling a story about Zach Greinke.
Mhm.
Okay. I was on the bench with him, and we were facing someone who really liked cats. I was like, you can't trust anyone who likes cats. He goes, yeah, man, you really can't. I go, I like dogs. You got any, Zach? He goes, nah, I would never get dogs. I've got a cat, though.
Yeah. That's great. Absolutely good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice. That's good.
All right. Because Nick and I are coaches, I pulled this one. The all-time worst managerial decisions that cost a series. You want to hear some of these?
Oh yeah.
And let's see which we think is the most egregious.
Okay.
I don't remember all of them. Grady Little leaving Pedro in too long.
Okay.
Dusty Baker taking Russ Ortiz out. Jim Leland, the Jose Valverde decision.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Don Mattingly, the Kershaw meltdown. Ron Washington, the Nelson Cruz defensive substitution.
Oh yeah.
AJ Hinch, the Greinke pull. Bobby Cox, the Steve Avery pull.
Hmm.
You guys are going to love this. Aaron Boone, the modern analytics move.
Yeah.
Joe Madden, the Aroldis Chapman overuse.
But again, that didn't
It didn't cost them.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, cost them the series. Jim Leland, that didn't cost them the series.
I don't think it did.
No, but it was very unpopular. I remember Jim Leland.
He defended his move and
He did, but he stuck up for the pitcher and took the heat
yeah,
Yeah.
because he was a good
he's a good
stand-up guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's
I-
what you got to do. If
Yeah,
you're making
you
the
do,
decision to do it,
that's it.
you've got
Yeah.
to take
You do. Yeah.
responsibility.
And exactly.
I'm gonna pick on Aaron Boone just because hey, it's the Yankees. Let's
Yeah.
pick on the fucking
Might as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
The
hate
only team we want
sabermetric.
to have more lose than
And
the
we've-
Dodgers.
Yeah,
Right.
we've already established that I hate sabermetrics. So yeah, let's say that was the worst decision that cost them a series, and screw them, it's the Yankees. So good thing that it did.
All right, I got a bunch of these. I just got to pull it up here.
Okay.
Build your all-time. So we're going to go with, oh my God, I have to fucking hit continue on 18 things just to open this stupid ass document. Build your all-time 80s infield.
Oh, 80s infield. Good.
Perfect. There
Okay.
you go.
All right.
So
You'd only spend 15.
you can only spend 15 bucks.
Oh,
So
boy.
there's the $5,
Yeah.
the 4, the 3, the 2,
Well, the Buck bar.
and the 1.
Oh, some of these guys.
Hmm.
Oh, Ken Herbeck was always good for a home run.
I have to build my full infield.
You have to build a full infield. So let's just start at catchers. So you got Carter, Fisk, Parrish, Pena, and Kennedy from top to bottom. Mike, we're going to start with you. Who you want as your catcher?
And I'm adding up what I want.
Yeah.
here, just by thinking of 4, 4, 4, 3. Yeah. I will go with Fisk there for 4.
Okay. Daniel?
I'm going to go with Fisk as well. I think he's a bargain at 4.
Professor?
I'm going to use this one for to save some money, and I'm going to go with Lance Parrish.
I thought you might.
$3.
Say I'm going with Parrish.
Yep.
So
There's a reason for that.
I'm
Okay.
going with one of my mom's favorite all-time baseball players, who unfortunately was a Cardinal. Because he liked to sit down when he caught the ball. And he was great behind the plate.
Yeah.
I'm going Tony Pena.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep.
First base. Okay, I'll start this one off. So these are great choices here.
They are.
Out of all of them, I'm going with Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murphy all day.
Eddie
baby.
Murphy, too.
Say, all right.
Nick?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Will Clark. I'm gonna save.
Okay. Professor?
Oh, yeah. Will Clark all the way.
Okay.
Yep.
Daniel?
I'm on a bargain right now.
Well, I'm gonna go broke, but it's got to be Wade Boggs.
We're at first base.
sorry,
Oh,
first
first.
base.
Sorry.
For viewers that can't see this, it's from top to bottom, Don Mattingly, Eddie Murray, Keith Hernandez, Will Clark, Ken Herbeck.
I'll go with Will Clark.
Okay.
I picked Will Clark too.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're all bargain shoppers for
So for second base, we start from top to bottom. Ryan Sandberg, Lou Whitaker, Willie Randolph, Steve Sachs, Frank White. Nick, we'll go with you first.
All right. I have 5, 10, 15. I'm never picking a Yankee. So. I'm gonna go with Big Lou.
Okay.
All right, for $4.
David?
This is going to be my splurge. Ryan Sandberg. I mean, it's hard to pick against
It's
that.
hard to pick against
But you know what? He's a Cub. It's pretty close. So Ryan Sandberg.
Dan.
Well, I want to pick Whitaker, but he's gonna break the bank. Go down, please. I hate to pick a Dodger, but I'll go with Steve Sachs.
Okay, Mike.
I'll take Lou just because he had in the 80s as good a numbers as Ryan Sandberg.
Yeah, he probably should be a $5 one up there, quite frankly.
Probably.
But yeah,
Just take him for 4 though.
yeah, right, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going
Yeah.
Sandberg because I'm a Sandberg guy. I'm wearing his
Yeah.
shirt.
yeah.
So that puts me at 2, 4, 6,
I know,
$11.
No, I've spent 10.
I'm at 11. Nick, what are you at?
I'm at 9.
I'm at 10.
I think I'm at 9.
Yeah, I'm high here. So
I got 6
shortstop, we have Cal Ripken, Ozzie Smith, Alan Trammell, Barry Larkin, and Gary Templeton. Professor, we'll start with you.
I'm going to have to pick Barry Larkin on this one. Number one, I don't have much money left. And because I splurged on Ryan Sandberg. Number two, I was just running down Barry Larkin way now 2 days ago in Cincinnati, Ohio. So he's my pick.
I will go with Alan Trammell, even though if I had the money, it would probably be the Iron Horse, Cal Ripken.
Absolutely.
But honestly, for most of the 80s, Alan Trammell's numbers were every bit as good as far as the field, and really in the bat too. He just didn't play as long.
I'm grabbing Trammell.
Okay.
And then I'll just end up with Carney Lansford as my third
Yep.
baseman.
See, I lean towards Barry Larkin on this, but I got to save some money. So
Yeah.
I'm with Gary Templeton because
Okay.
solid shortstop, he could hit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take that because I know who I want at third base. Nick.
Sorry, $6 to spend, and I have to figure out what my worst case scenario ends up being. I want to. Oh gosh, I want a third baseman.
You said you have 6?
I'm gonna end up with Trammell Boggs. That's what I'm gonna do. That's
That's what I would do.
That's a
Yep.
great across the line.
So for third base, we go Mike Schmidt, George Brett, Wade Boggs, Carney Lansford, and Buddy Bell. Dan,
I already picked him, so Wade Boggs.
right? Mike?
Just I've only got the $2 left, so I'm taking
Carney?
Carney. Lansford.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I left. This is why I picked Templeton because I want Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I picked Wade Boggs. I got $3 left, and I think he's a bargain for that.
Yes.
said why is literally the other 2 guys up there.
Yeah.
Well, and Wade Boggs did hit. I'm pretty sure in the 1980s, he probably had the highest batting average. Maybe Tony
Tony
Gwynn
Gwynn might have
had
been
a
higher.
but I would guess it'd be one of those.
I know he was fantastic
Incredible.
on Nintendo. So.
Well, he was fantastic in real life too. I'll tell you.
Wade Boggs is one of these players that if he played during the era of the shift, he probably would have batted 500.
He was a pure hitter.
Yeah,
he could
he
hit
would have. He
off
would have
the
batted
They
500.
never would have shifted.
No,
They
no,
couldn't.
no.
Now,
All right, we're gonna build an outfield now. You can only spend $6.
okay,
So the $3 line is Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, and Willie Mays.
okay.
The $2 line is Ken Griffey, Ricky Henderson, and Mike Trout. The $1 line is Ichiro, Tony Gwynn, and Pete Rose.
Oh.
So
I am so sorry. How much do I get to spend?
you get to spend
Three.
$6,
$6.
and you got to
I
have
have
3
I
outfielders.
mean, I'm going to say right now, I'm just going right down the middle line. I'm taking Hank, I'm taking Ricky, I'm taking Tony.
That's a hell of a.
See, and I just want to go
I'm
down
gonna
the.
go.
I've got a great leadoff hitter.
Yeah,
I've got somebody who you know is going to be able to move him to the next base,
Yep.
Tony Gwynn.
Yep.
And then you got one of the greatest all-around hitters of all time.
I would go Hank, Willie, and Pete Rose.
Not a bad one either.
I would.
Did you say Hank and Willie?
Yeah.
You're over budget.
No,
You
Hank,
get $6.
No.
yeah, Hank.
Oh,
Willie-
yeah.
Three,
I'm sorry.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, $6.
He needs 3 outfielders.
$6. Okay. Then I'm gonna go right down the line with Willie, Mike Trout, and Pete Rose.
Okay.
I gotta have Pete Rose. I gotta. I'm
And I-
sorry, the greatest hitter of all time. I gotta have him.
And I'm doing kind of the same. I'm doing Willie Mays, Ricky
Yeah.
Henderson, and Pete Rose,
Nick?
and that's my $6.
Man, because I get the choice. I'm gonna go. All right, scroll down a little bit one more time. I'm gonna go Willie Mays, Ricky Henderson, Pete Rose for my 6. Ooh,
So-
I kind of want. You know what?
Is there a bad choice on this list?
No,
No, there is.
No.
the King of Swing.
You could have all of the $3 or $1 ones
And
that
be
have
happy.
right now.
Yeah.
Listen, I kind of want to save $3 and just go with Ichiro,
Yeah,
Gwynn, and Rose
right.
because that seems fun to me. I don't know if I could have. I mean, I would just have Ricky on my team because
What
It'd be
amazes
fun.
me is
Ricky
that
Gone.
Ricky
Gone.
because of
Yeah.
the fact that he's not known as much for his fielding and
You know
his
what?
speed, that
I'm
the
changing
greatest
mine because I don't
pure
like these
hitters
boys.
of all time is a $1 guy.
I'm going with Ichiro because this man, he got screwed by the Hall of Fame and whoever that douchebag is, you're still an idiot. Ichiro should be a unanimous.
There's a lot
So
of
that's why
guys
I'm
out
picking
there
Ichiro.
that should be unanimous.
I'm
There's-
then gonna go with Ricky because I have to have fun on this, and I'm going to go with Willie, of course. And so I'm just changing my
Yeah.
instead of Pete Rose to Ichiro.
So I'm going to go with Willie because he's one of my favorite baseball players of all time, and I got center field covered, which means even though Griffey's also one of my favorite baseball players of all time, he's got to go bye-bye because I got to have Ricky Henderson.
Oh yeah.
You need a leadoff hitter. He's the best.
Yep.
And then that motherfucker, Tony Gwynn.
Hard to argue with that.
It is.
It is.
Some great choices.
Yeah.
$6. All right.
Then who did you pick for your other?
Gwynn, Ricky, and Willie. Hey, you're what's in there?
Remember that.
You're fine.
You're right.
All right. Well, hold on that one for a minute since Mr. Siwik's going bye-bye. Oh, there was something I did want to talk about.
Me too.
I'm going first.
All right, have fun.
A 17-year-old high school kid faced the heart of the USA lineup yesterday.
Yeah.
And for 3 innings, he gave up 1 run and induced Aaron Judge into a double play ball to end his outing. Anybody want to know who that is?
Some guy from Brazil.
No. His dad was a pitcher. He pitched for the 2005 World Series champion Chicago White Sox.
Actually, yesterday,
Really?
U.S. played Brazil yesterday.
Maybe it was the day before. I don't
Oh,
fucking know.
okay. I was like, wait.
Did they play 2 days before?
2005 White Sox. God, I can remember a lot of players on that team, but the pitching staff, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Oh, man.
He faced Aaron Judge, Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Alex Bregman, Cal Raleigh,
Damn.
Cal Raleigh.
um, Byron Buxton, and Bryce Trang.
Gave up 1 run.
1 run Faced 8 guys.
17 years old.
17 years old.
This kid's got some cojones.
Yeah, damn. Who is it?
It's Jose Contreras' son, Joseph.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Contreras, yes.
Okay. Huh.
Look at this kid, Nick, how young he looks. He's a
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought that was extremely interesting. I saw it this morning, so I assumed it was
Wow.
yesterday, but I could be wrong.
He's got a future.
yep.
Fuck yeah, he does.
Steroids.
Yeah.
Don't be like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Where did we leave? We left out. Okay, we're gonna go 70s outfield. We'll just start.
He played for Brazil. Sorry, World Baseball
did he?
Classic for Brazil, then forcing a double play against Aaron Judge. Okay, yeah,
I would have thought it was Dominican.
yeah. No, sorry.
All right, we can start to look at this list. This is all-time 70s outfield,
Oh.
which is a little old for Nick.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
But I still know. I
Yeah, you
mean,
know these guys.
Oh,
How much do we have to spend?
We have $10.
Oh, wow.
So this is
You'd be able to pick up to 5 because it's the. Oh, it isn't. No, it would only be 3.
yeah.
Yep.
So we'll just go down the list for left fielders. It's Yaz, Jim Rice, Lou Brock, Jose Cruz, and Greg Luzinski. Center field is Cesar Cedeno, Fred Lynn, Amos Otis, Gary Maddox, and Chet Lemon. And the right fielders, Reggie Jackson, Dave Winfield, Dave Parker, Bobby Bonds, and Al Oliver. So, Professor, you're just joining us here.
We get
You have
$3.
$10 to spend.
Okay.
We're going to start with you for left fielders. Yaz, Rice, Brock, Cruz, and Luzinski.
Boy, yeah, is that $5?
Yeah.
Scroll down.
This is 70s, just so you know.
Oh, 70. Scroll down. Let's go with Lou Brock. $3.
Okay.
Great base
Daniel?
stealer.
I'm going to go Greg Luzinski.
Big power hitter.
Yep.
Big power numbers.
Yep.
Mike?
I'm going to take Lou Brock.
Okay.
I mean, you can't go wrong with somebody who's got his speed.
You
That's
can.
it. It was great base stealer. Ricky Henderson actually was Lou Brock's record that he broke.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go. Where am I going? I'm going to go with Jim Rice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to splurge a little bit
Yep.
here. Nick?
yeah. I'm gonna go. Take the bottom for $1. I'm gonna go with
Greg Luzinski?
Yep. I'm gonna guess. I'm actually gonna save so much money. You guys are gonna be crazy impressed.
We'll start. Who did we just start with? Was it Daniel or David?
It was David.
Okay, Nick, let's go with you.
Yep.
$1.
$1. I'm actually gonna go. I'm building a small ball on this one. I'm going with Chet Lemon.
Okay.
I have money to spend, but I'm not going to. I have $2 invested in mine.
Yeah. I mean, you could get an $8 player, but they don't have that. Professor.
Let's go with Gary Maddox.
Okay. Daniel.
Freddie Lynn.
Okay. Mike.
I'm going to grab Fred Lynn too, just because I know who I'm grabbing for my next one.
Yep, me too.
And I can have the same lineup.
Yep, we probably will.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Chester. I'm going to have money left over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like the fact that he's in the Sox hat there, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, he was a White Sox.
I know he was.
Yeah.
Well, he was a Tiger, but still.
All right, Mike, I'm going to go to
It
you.
does seem like he's out of uniform.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Mike, I'm going to start with you this time. So we have Reggie, Winfield, Parker, Bonds, and Oliver.
I mean, I know I've got $4 left, so I'm grabbing Dave Winfield.
Okay. I'm taking the Cobra. I'm going to have money left over. I'm taking Dave Parker.
Okay. I forget.
I'm going with a $2 pick. The man who tied his son. His son didn't tie him, but I'm gonna go with Bobby Bonds for. I have a $4 roster.
David?
I'm doing Bobby Bonds too, and my roster is
I
nine.
spent the entire thing.
I have $9, so I had a
It's not
buck
like I
off.
can
Take.
pocket the other.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well,
you can make
you
it.
can't, but
No, I got money to spend next year though.
I saved $5 for Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, I only spent 8.
Yep. I can't pick a Yankee. I told myself no matter what I
He
do, I
It
wasn't.
was barely a Yankee.
Yeah, it doesn't
yeah.
matter. So
He had a cup of coffee
The
there.
hard part too is outside of what he did in like the playoffs, he was never like as top tier of a player as they make him out to be.
So
It was the 3 home runs.
before
Yeah.
we get to the next one,
Yes, sir.
I want to talk about this
Yeah.
the new challenge rule and
Yeah,
being able to do that.
let's do that.
I just watched a highlight. Sorry. I have a place for rent and it's just going crazy right now. So all right, so I was just watching and I don't remember who it was, but the pitcher threw the ball and he falls off his pitch, right? So his follow through and he kind of ends over to the left. The pitcher decides he's going to challenge it. The catcher is shaking his head, no, no, no. They end up going through and going with the challenge. All right, first of all, what do you guys feel about the new challenge for pitchers, catcher, umpires, and all that? And then I want to figure out what you guys think will happen throughout the season. Currently, pitchers are kind of being able to make this call. I mean, this is going to be a manager thing where they're going to tell them, hey, the catcher's the one that gets to make the call. Is my opinion. I'll start out by saying that. So what do you think is going to happen with managers and being able to make this call?
I think there's going to be a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that we can correct mistakes. So I saw one in spring training the other day. It was clearly a strike. Umpire called the ball. Hitter asked for it immediately, or maybe it was the other way around. I think it was probably the other way around. And they made the rule or the call correctly. And at the end of the day, we want the call to be right, but we also don't want it to take 5 minutes to figure out
Yeah.
that's a ball or a strike.
To me, I don't like it.
I don't
because of
either.
that.
Purist.
And
They were to me they were speeding up. They
Yeah.
did the pitch clock so that way you could speed up the game, and now they're
yep.
slowing it down by allowing. And then you get to just like football, right? You get your challenge back if you get it, and you don't. And then if you miss it, you lose the ability to challenge.
The other thing is with balls and strikes, I mean, you get more than one pitch. So to me, it's not.
It should only really
Well,
be one of those situations where if it's like they're calling you a strikeout looking
Right.
and you know
Yeah.
that it was
Right.
3 feet outside.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to
Yeah.
accept the fact that an essential part of a baseball game is the umpire and his eye of
It is.
judgment. And if you take that out of the game, you fundamentally altered it.
David.
They've added replay, I feel, where they need to. Like
David
they're doing
and I-
it for like those questionable like home
Yeah.
runs, was it fan interference?
That's-
Like
David
something
and
like
I
Armando
had-
Galarraga's
Right.
no hitter would now be a no hitter because
Well,
they would have
David and I had, let me tell a quick story about that. Balls and strikes and the seemingly arbitrary nature of it. David and I had the one game we went to Wrigley Field to watch, we happened to sit in front of a family from England, and hearing English people vocally thinking out loud about a game that was completely alien to these people, obviously. And what the most alien part of it was the pitching. They had a hard time with the fact that there is this guy that sits behind home plate and to them arbitrarily decides if it's a ball or strike. Obviously, it's not arbitrary if you go by the rule book, but still.
Well,
but that's, to me, that is
See,
part of the game.
and since you mentioned that, I will add to that. The comparable for the English would have been, because they love soccer, football as they call it, it's offsides.
Yeah.
Because that actually is required. The official had to make an offsides call. He's really looking for the exact same thing a baseball umpire is. Position of the body relative to the ball. The soccer ball is bigger than a baseball, but the guy has to be relative to the ball, or it's going to be called an offsides. So
when you're talking about the overall
Right,
space you're
but-
looking at is you've
I'm going
Yeah.
with
this
this.
large
Here's where I'm
territory
going with
with
it.
which
Yeah.
to
They
make
added,
a call
they
versus-
added VAR
Right.
to the soccer. It's totally fundamentally changed the game to the point now where you watch a soccer game and they stop the action. That has so much changed the game. Soccer's a running sport, right? A guy gets 30 extra seconds to sit there and get his breath. That could totally alter the outcome of the game in a
Oh,
later
gosh.
thing. Now, when it comes to baseball, though, that
they're
umpire
standing around a lot more
Yeah.
than
but
they're-
his
Yeah,
arbitrary eye is such an important part of that. If we're going to accept the fact that now we can start arguing balls and strikes, then they're going to have to, I would think, really think about how that's going to alter the way the game's played. If you add 20 or 30 seconds in, if you added 5 seconds in, time is a one issue, but it's the stop of the play. It's the catcher and the pitcher now thinking that they have a third option from, hey, the guy swung and missed,
Yeah.
or he made contact. Oh, maybe I can get that ball back. We can complain about the call not being so good. I think this is really, really bad. I think it's terrible, actually.
And I think I don't know. To me, I don't want to go watch a robotic game, right? I want to watch humans play, and soon that's all you're going to do is just you're going to have a video game board, right? That just says strike ball, right? And
Yeah.
This thing is going to say out, and it'll just give us the stat right on the board, and you're going to go, okay, next person, right? And in theory, with the technology, you can't question any part of it, right? Players are going to be like, oh, it's off, and it's I say then, I don't like where it's headed. I love
Eventually, they're going to watch everything. They're going to have.
And the amount of time. So I watched one where, the umpire got 4 or 5 wrong in a row.
Yeah.
And they changed it. And then he finally got one right, and the crowd started cheering and all that. Which you're right, it's hilarious. But then you look at that impact of credibility and for umpires in general, right? Like, I've been an umpire. It is the hard, even in freaking Little League, it's the hardest goddamn job, right? Like, and so, at this point, why even have an umpire make a call? If it's anywhere close, just throw it up on the board so that way the umpire doesn't look like, hey, there's a play at the plate. Umpire just turns his head, doesn't even look at us. He doesn't get to make a call. He didn't have anything, right? And they'll replay every little bit of it and go, all right, safe, out, blah, blah, blah. Here it is.
I happen to know someone that is, will be a major league umpire
That's all.
soon. He's currently in AAA.
Okay.
And what the major league umpire, the requirements to become one is so difficult.
Yeah.
It's a true profession. Only the best of the best make it to the bigs.
That's so different than the ones that get to play.
So
That
different.
get to go on to the playoffs or the top tier of that.
It's so different than like what the NFL requires or any other sport. I think the only thing that would be comparable, to use your English football analogy, is what those people have to go through to become one.
Because they have a very similar formal academy system.
So I think sometimes people forget that. It's not the lawyer who has a hobby that's what the NFL officiating is, and it shows.
And it gets back to
It's a little different with baseball.
Sure, and it gets back to the human element of the game, which I want to emphasize over and over again. I don't know why there is a obsession with our society to basically take people out of all the decision-making moments we have in our lives. Now, baseball has always reflected American society in general. And it's reflected American society in curious ways, actually, in how policing and social organization has worked over time. The origin of the baseball umpire's uniform was what a urban police officer's uniform was like in the late 1800s. So it's curious to me, from a sort of a 20,000 feet sociological point of view, maybe this is the prof in me speaking, so bear with me for a moment. But look at how policing has changed in society now, and social structure as a whole is going very much towards digital surveillance and people using computers to regulate human behavior. Now baseball is doing the exact same thing. It's just like the police officer now stares in front of a computer screen a lot. Baseball umpire is going to do the same thing. It's really something. Yep. So there you go. Baseball continues to reflect American society. So I guess we don't have a choice. That's my way of talking myself out of my distaste for, we can now argue balls and strikes. I still hate it, but I guess I can maybe understand a little more why it's happening.
I think keeping an eye on it is good. I mean, I don't think it should be one of those things like that next, morning, a umpire should get judged on how well he called balls and strikes. And then there's literally like, hey, you got above, 70%. You've got a passing grade. If you're below a certain threshold, you got a failing grade.
When you look at Angel Hernandez, who got just a crap ton of heat, right? Yeah. I mean, the guy devoted, his life to the game, and he honestly, right, because of the statistics that are out, we would all say he's a bad umpire, but literally, I mean, I think it was 98% of correct calls or something. Like,
later they're usually in the 90s.
Yeah, later in the years he went down a little bit, but it's like, man,
And I mean, what's
I
fair?
do think that the union needs to restructure and
Yeah.
say, hey, you can't go past X. You need
Yeah.
to retest. I don't know if they constantly test, but I know that they talked about Hernandez being able to stay in because he was in the union and things like that.
Well,
he
Angel
to the
Hernandez
point-
sued.
Just
he
stop getting to the if you've got
tried to use labor law and it didn't work.
third umpire, like 1 or 2 umpires in each rotation that are the best at calling balls and strikes. They should just be the only ones calling balls and strikes.
Well, that's kind of where I was going
And
to
literally
go with
be
this.
like, okay, you're going to be the second base guy
Yeah.
because
That's a lot, though. I mean,
So-
focus.
So
The other reason they rotate is because you get a different perspective of the game when you're out in the field.
yeah,
So, people have asked me why I don't get into umpiring because obviously I retired from coaching and I have umpired. And my feeling is this: if I could only work the field, I would umpire because I don't trust my eyes behind the plate.
Yeah.
I can see close up, I can't see far away. And I feel like you need to see the whole thing to really get a good view. So if there was the possibility of Angel Hernandez never goes behind the plate again, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Joe West never goes behind the plate again, I'm all for it because they're fine in the field.
Yeah.
But it takes a certain skill level to be behind the plate and actually see what you're seeing. And that's where the problem lies.
Well, I got accused of too low of a zone, right? I mean, and granted, here, my zone never changed for the game, but throughout time, I tried to bring it up because I don't want to switch it during the middle of the game because
No, you don't want to.
Right.
but then trying to remember, hey, and if you watch. For somebody like me, I will sit behind during warmups just to watch a few pitches, right? But you say, hey, keep the guy behind. Keeping a guy behind, like as a coach for bowling, right? To watch every single ball. So if there's 5 kids, 10 frames, minimum, 60 bowling balls, right? Because if you're getting all of this, maximum like 120, something like that, right? Like it is. Now you're watching that day and day. Like my brain mentally at the end of one day, if I'm actually doing high caliber coaching, right? Like, you're fried, right? So you need that day off of rest.
Well, I mean,
And that's what I was gonna. My comment I was gonna make too is: has anybody asked the home plate umpire beyond asking him, "Hey"? The obvious question is, what do you think about a computer replacing your job? Obviously, if you placed it that way, they're all going to say, go shit in your hat.
Mhm.
But has
Yeah.
anybody actually asked the home plate umpire, hey, what is emotionally the most challenging part of calling balls and strikes? And yes, I use that word emotion on purpose because in theory, folks, there should be zero wiggle room. The baseball rulebook has a very descriptive explanation of the strike zone, and it compensates for guys being different heights. It compensates for all that stuff, right? It's really obvious. Why is it so damn hard to interpret? The reason is because we're all humans.
well,
And the guy up to the plate, the strike zone changes every time he moves his butt or his arm or his shoulders because that's how it works. A human being is actually probably going to be better at that, possibly, than a computer. And this is part of where
you've got to set an
people are
algorithm.
going to start arguing nonstop. Well, the computer got the call wrong. So
Oh yeah, once the computer gets
maybe
the
part of
call,
the solution to
Right.
the problem here is actually working with home plate umpires and saying, hey, you guys are responsible for calling this game. Get it right. Here's how we're going to help you do it.
Yeah.
And give them the opportunity to admit in the middle of a game that they blew a call, let them fix it and move on. Part of the problem with VAR, or
Yeah.
sorry, use a soccer term, but part of the problem with instant replay is it gives everybody this insanely high perfection bar to reach, and they absolutely cannot accept the fact that it might not get there. So you spend the entire game arguing about the stupid rules instead of just playing it.
Well, see, and one of my biggest arguments, especially when it comes to the strike zone, is it should be consistent from high school, actually Little League, all the way up through the majors. And it's just fucking not. It shrinks every level you get because I know with Nick,
Yep.
the letters to knees were a strike.
Oh.
Maybe even a little bit below the knees was a strike.
The
And you
rule
get to the
book-
majors and it's like above your navel to below your navel is a strike.
The rule book, again, the rule book is very descriptive.
It is.
Of the strike zone, there should be no wiggle room about. The ball goes over the home plate, is between the player's knees and letters, as he is standing in the batter's box. And then the player is given very specific directions as to how he's standing as to where the strike zone is called.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's just not.
No.
It just doesn't happen. I mean,
When's the last time an umpire got when actually told a player, hey, you're actually not standing according to the rules in a batter's box. That's why I'm not calling balls and strikes correctly, because you aren't actually playing the game right.
Yeah, well, not,
They never do that.
we-
Ever.
We had a kid who, like, the coach tried to cheat in Little League. The kid was tiny, and so he went down there and he literally went into a crouch, right? So I mean,
Yeah, so strike zone's like this big.
and so right,
What's his name?
one
The
would go
big guy for
one would go by his face, and I'm calling a strike.
Oh.
Why? Well, because if he's standing, that's right in his wheelhouse, right? Like, you can't just go ahead and sit there and say, "Hey, I'm in the box," right? Again, you're not teaching this kid how to play. And I had this conversation, and I said, "Look, you can go appeal the game, you can go do anything you want." I was like, "You're not teaching this kid how to play baseball. You're teaching this kid how to win a game, and that's not how this game is played for me." And I was like, "I'm the umpire. Go
Good
ahead
for
and
you.
figure yourself out."
And you saw that with
And-
like in the like 70s and early 80s when there were those guys that would literally like lean into the batters into the over the plate to get hit.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
And
God,
they
yeah.
got rid of that.
Yep.
To basically be like,
And
no,
There was
To make
if
him-
you're leaning in to do it, you're not
Yeah,
gonna
you have
get
to
the
make-
there
call.
was a couple players I remember that were smaller in stature. One of them played for the Tigers and one of them played for the A's. The A's had I think he was second baseman, Mike Gallego, played in that, I don't know, 80s, early 90s. And he was like me out there,
Yeah.
5'5", 5'6" on a good day. And he gets up to the plate. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
bunched up. Yeah. Good luck throwing that guy a strike,
Yep.
getting
Yeah.
a called strike. And then the Tigers had a leadoff batter.
Yep.
Tony, Phillips.
Yep.
He was the same way. He was a great leadoff batter, though, because of that, because he got on base a lot of times.
Yep.
Yeah, good luck getting him to strike out, unless he's swinging. You're not going to get a called strike on him.
Well, now, so the rules as I understand them, they're taking let's call it a 3D scan of a person, and so this is what's always very fun. I fall into this category, so it's fun. But they're taking a 3D scan and saying, "Hey, this is what it is," and they're going, "Oh, it's so funny how these guys are becoming shorter based off of what it is, right? Oh, this guy said he's 6'2" and he's coming in at 5'11". I walk into people. I will tell everybody, I am 6'3". It is so much easier. The amount of people I tell I'm 6 foot. No, you're taller than 6 foot. You're bigger. I tell them I'm 6'1". No chance you're 6'1". And I'm like, Jesus Christ. You know what? I'm
I mean,
6 foot.
you get into it like a youth baseball field and you may lose 2 inches when you step into the batter's box.
Gosh, yes, right.
They're
But-
that deep.
but
again,
again, if we go-
it's literally
But if we go back
Yeah.
to the human element of this, the human being is not a stupid machine. He has the ability to think and to compensate for this stuff. And if we empower him to do it, he will. That's what I'm getting at. That's what we should be doing right now. We should be doing this with the home plate umpire, not wasting all of our time figuring out yet another way that we can take our human experiences and put them into a goddamned screen. And that is exactly what MLB is doing. So, hey.
I mean, you're looking at 30 years from now, literally, it'll just be robots. They're playing baseball.
And it's sad. I don't know
The
who
player.
would be entertained by that. God knows I wouldn't. But hey, maybe somebody will.
Well, but how many? The thing is how many people go out. I go to the Whitecaps, and I tell you, there's not that many baseball fans, right? It is so fun to me the amount of people that don't actually watch the game, right?
Yep.
They're there because it's a social
Sure.
thing that they can do with their friends. And going with you guys, right? Like, we're playing mound ball because we're watching every little bit of
Yeah.
the thing.
I go to a Lugnuts game in Lansing. It's the same way. But every one of those games, you can tell there are people there that are actually there to watch the game. They're keeping score.
Yep.
And it's still it's baseball.
Anyone who's got
Nothing beats
a
that.
season ticket holder is a fan.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe not at the big league level, because then you're dealing with a lot of like rich people who are just like
Yeah.
entertaining there.
Sure.
But at that level, any season
then-
ticket holder for like a
Even then, the last the last couple Detroit Tigers games that I've been to, went with Daniel, and we sat behind people that were season ticket holders. You just know it by listening to them talking.
And I'm
Um,
saying, and there are
it's-
plenty, but some
yeah.
are still doing
Yeah.
it for the business side.
They are, but in a major league, a situation like where the Tigers play, I mean, you get a lot of people who just swing by after work and casually go to a game, which
Yep.
is how it used to be. That's the whole reason why night games existed in baseball.
Mhm.
And that's a sign of a very good fan base. So it's good. But yeah, you still have your casual baseball fan, and for a purist like me, guilty as charged, um, it is it's entertaining, yes, to go to a baseball game and watch people that don't know much about the game, but then you're also really happy when you see the people that are keeping score.
Well, keeping score is a lost art. I know one person that's 30 years or younger that knows how to keep score with paper and pencil, and it's my kid
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I taught her how to do it.
sure.
I don't know of any. There are kids that can keep score, but they do it on the iPad.
Yeah, they don't actually have
And you
the-
literally just have to be hit.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, it's still
different.
it's still difficult to do, but they don't understand the intricacies of actually,
Filling out those.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little line between first and second because the runner was out
Yep,
at second.
But that's how and that is how I was taught the rules of the
Yep.
game, and Daniel, I'm sure, would say the same thing. Our dad had all of the kids during baseball practice. Dave, you know this.
I do.
He had you do it too.
Yeah.
You kept score. At one point, every kid had to do it, and that is how you learn the rules of the game.
Correct.
That's how you did it. Yep.
So, all right.
So I got a few things I definitely want to hit on. So I thought this was a crazy stat.
Oh, boy.
Kyle Tucker will be paid $1 million in salary in 2026.
Yep.
And his signing bonus is $64 million.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, that is he should have a much bigger smile on his face.
Yeah, no shit.
I'd have the biggest shit-eating grin on my face ever. Some idiot just gave me $64 million to play a game. But this is all, I think, partially because of the elephant in the room of what may happen next year. And
Yeah, there's
is,
going to be a strike.
there's going to be a strike. There's going to be a big,
It's
nasty
a strike. It's going to be a
lockout, and it's going to be a nasty labor dispute because this is the exact same thing they tried fighting over in 2020.
Yep.
It's the exact same thing they tried fighting over 4 years ago. The owners want a salary cap. The players want the exact opposite. They want it to be like a European soccer league where they can sign a contract and become a free agent worth $50 million a season. They want it both. And the owners want the other extreme, and they're going to fight over it.
Mike and I have discussed this several times. My issue with the fucking owners is you're billionaires. For net worth, can anybody name, not you, the lowest net worth owner in Major League Baseball and an approximation on how much their net worth is?
I couldn't, if I had to take a guess, only because it's just a name that I know. Maybe Stan Kroenke. And he owns like 5 other professional sports teams around the world and probably has a net worth well in the billions, but he's not probably quite as worth as, a guy like Steve Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer's dead.
Well, and
A guy like, when he was alive.
I know that people would probably say the Pirates because the Pirates are notoriously cheap as shit.
Mhm.
They're middle of the pack.
Yeah.
The cheapest one, you were just there, the Cincinnati Reds
Cincinnati
owner,
Reds.
at approximately $132 million.
Yeah.
There's only like 5 or 6 owners under $1 billion in net worth.
And his team's probably worth more than he is then.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And
I'm
they
sure
sit
if he
there-
had like a valuation of his total.
yeah, he could sell it for way more.
Yeah,
and
but
that's lies the
yeah.
problem because the owners sit here and cry poor all the fucking time, but they make money hands over.
What I would like to see is if they're going to institute a salary cap, I want to see a salary minimum.
That's what Mike and I talk about. There
Yes,
has to be
yeah.
a salary
The
floor.
NFL has that.
You
For
have
that
to
reason.
spend at least $80 million a year on your players.
You lose your franchise.
Correct.
Period. And
Yep.
it is a franchise organization for a reason. The NFL has
Yeah.
never had a problem asserting its franchise authority over the
I
team.
think if they did that, that would actually get the players to agree to the salary cap if it was big.
It might.
Well, and I saw this stat the other day, and I asked Mike this question. I said, they talk about how great the NFL is parity wise.
Yep.
Since 2010, these 3 teams
Yeah.
have always made an AFC championship
You and I
game.
were talking about this last week.
Yes.
It's the Patriots,
Yep.
the Chiefs, and one time the New York Jets.
Yep.
How is that parity?
I agree.
No.
Right.
Until this past year, look how many consecutive seasons the Bears had a losing season.
Yeah.
The Lions,
The Lions.
until a few years ago. Yeah, there's no parity there.
But
And the Bears have one of the highest ticket costs
Yeah.
in the entire NFL.
so
Yep.
I
I
think
think the parity there boils down to some owners are just stupid.
Well,
And it's
Take
game
the
by
right coaches.
but
and-
if we go
The other
back
thing is the
Yeah.
parity in the NFL to me, it's game to game. There aren't actually
Yeah.
a lot of blowouts in the
that's
NFL.
it. And let's
Most games are competitive.
yep. And
Even
let's go
if
back
even if the records aren't.
to the salary from the players' point of view. If we're talking about parity, the players would tell you the NFL has great parity because there is a salary minimum.
Mhm.
There is a minimum amount that the team collectively has to spend on its salaries, and there's a max.
that's what we were just saying.
Yep, the
Yeah.
players would tell you that actually this is parity. So
Well, and I think, what I'd like to see is stop giving 10, 15-year contracts to these guys.
Yeah.
I want to see guys starting to move around a heck of a lot more, right? I mean, hey,
Yeah.
you get one franchise tag just like the NFL does, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody else is up for trade or for things. You can re-sign, but
that's what the players want. And
I mean, for the first 2 months of the season last year, I loved watching Kyle Tucker until he got hurt, and then he just wasn't very good. And I'm a Cubs fan. I would have liked to see him back, but I don't begrudge him going and getting his money. I mean, this
Yeah.
was his opportunity to make a shit
Right.
ton of money, and he did. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, his signing bonus will set him for the rest of his
Well,
life.
Well,
I'm wondering,
it's California tax.
and
right.
I'm wondering too if the one of the things that comes out of this is a fundamental change of how free agency works. Because again, the European soccer model, the way that those franchises work is player signs basically two contracts. He has the team contract, which is sort of the standard contract of being an employee, but then he has his own individual contract. And that individual contract is usually what the teams buy and sell. And the way it works is even if, say, Manchester United has Wayne Rooney on contract, right? Maybe they bought his contract from Everton, which they did. So I'm going to use an actual example from like 20 years ago. But when they did that, they had to not only pay Wayne Rooney all the individual money that was negotiated on his contract, but they had to pay Everton all the money that Everton thought they would have lost by no longer having Wayne Rooney on the team. And all that money was defined into the contract from the very beginning. So when you read about a European transfer fee from one player going to another, that's actually usually what that fee is. It's referring to both the money that the team had to pay out to essentially buy the individual contract off of the one team, and then all the money that the player got. The Major League Players Union, I guarantee you, they've studied this extensively. There's a couple reasons why right now they wouldn't be able to do that. Most of it is because of the way that their collective bargaining agreement works. So I think that the long and short of this is going to get very messy, but there might actually be an opportunity to solve a problem that baseball's had for a long time. There's been a lot of work stoppages in this organization, and they've never actually solved the problems that cause those work stoppages long term. They get a contract that one side thinks is great, the other side hates, but in the end, the work stoppage causes them to go back to work because they've all lost money on it.
Well, and I want to pivot into a trivia question in a minute, but something interesting happened lately. So in the 80s, gentlemen, who was the head of the Players Union?
Well, I remember
The
the
80s.
guy that
Well, Donald Fear was
Donald Fear,
the lawyer.
lawyer.
Yeah.
Who just stepped down as the head of the Players Association?
Well, it's Tony
It
Clark,
was Tony Clark, former
the
Tiger,
player.
not a lawyer.
Yeah, and he was a player, and he had, but
Much maligned because he was not good at this.
he wasn't, and he was out of personal problems right now is actually what forced him out.
Yes.
I bet the players are going to be glad, though. I've been involved in labor negotiations before, and I can tell you right now, if you do not have a labor attorney on your side, I don't know how.
well,
No, you're screwed.
had one.
I don't care what you're
They
arguing.
believe me,
You're screwed.
they
Yeah,
had.
but I'm talking about as your chief.
Yeah, you need him at
negotiator.
the top
yeah,
of the line.
Yeah.
he was more of the
He was in over his head. with
public
what we
face.
say.
Yeah.
He was in over his
He
head.
wasn't. Yeah, he was more of a face than anything. But yeah,
So to pivot a little bit,
yeah.
we all know that Tony Gwynn had two career paths he could have gone on. He could have been a pro baseball player, could have been a pro basketball player, great basketball player. I saw this stat the other day. This is not Tony Gwynn.
Hmm.
This man I'll read it to you, and you're going to tell me who it is.
Bo
Was
Jackson.
drafted by 4 professional teams in 3 different sports.
Wow.
He was the 4th overall pick in the Major League Baseball draft. He was a 17th round selection in the NFL draft to the Minnesota Vikings. He was a 5th round NBA draft pick to the Atlanta Hawks and a 6th round ABA pick to the Utah Stars.
What year?
He became a 20 he was in 1973. He became a 22-year major league legend. Racked up over 3,000 hits, won multiple Gold Gloves and Silver Sluggers, and walked straight into Cooperstown as a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Winfield?
That was Dave Winfield.
Yep. Isn't that
Is that
something?
crazy?
That is. Well, this actually makes me think of something I wanted to mention about Ricky Henderson way back at the beginning of our episode. Not every baseball player is a true athlete,
Mhm.
but some are. And when you see that on a field, it is amazing. And Ricky Henderson was a true athlete, and so was Dave Winfield.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
Ken
all the way.
Griffey Jr.
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. Those guys
Mookie.
just
Mookie is
a different level.
I think
different.
I think what you just said was maybe truer when we were kids, but nowadays to get to the big leagues, most of them are.
Because you've got to focus. Nowadays, you've got to focus on.
They are,
sport.
but I would argue that even some baseball greats nowadays that play, I wouldn't argue they're true athletes.
Oh yeah, I would
You
agree.
would go like we went with like guys like especially Bo, a multi-sport. Like
Mhm.
I don't see Dion in that same
No,
No.
category.
he was not Bo Jackson.
He was
No.
just very, very fast.
Yeah.
That's what made him
Deion
really good as a
Sanders,
football
yeah.
player and was his biggest skill set. Is
The difference between Bo Jackson and guys like Dion could play both sports, but Bo Jackson was
good.
excellent.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dion
And
was a significantly better football
Yeah, he
player
was.
than he was.
Bo Jackson was an incredible baseball player and an incredible.
That's
You
yeah.
look at Michael Jordan, right?
Yes.
Basketball, baseball, golf, right? I mean,
And NASCAR.
But even baseball, he was
driving
never going to
He
be
owns NASCAR
an
too.
all-star
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
baseball
He
player.
wasn't, but the fact that he could play at AAA level, which is still,
In his 30s, he hit I think
Yeah.
202 in AA.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
impressive.
And he played baseball in
And he was,
15
yeah,
years.
and he was in his, he was
But
already like
still.
15 years older than
Yeah.
most of the guys out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But not Bo Jackson.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But still, that's what I'm getting at. When you see a true athlete out there playing baseball, it is so impressive.
you know, we look at Shohei, right? I mean,
Mhm.
just a phenom of a baseball player to actually. I mean, this guy is great at every aspect
Yep.
of baseball.
Oh, yeah.
If you told me that Shohei had to go play shortstop, I would without a doubt believe Shohei could play shortstop, right? Like,
He would probably figure out how to be a decent shortstop.
Yeah.
Maybe not an all-star shortstop, but service.
I mean, he'd be an all-star shortstop because he's going to hit 320
That's true,
and
yes.
45
And
homers.
Okay, how about this? He's not going to be a Gold Glove winner.
Correct.
But he's probably not going to boot a routine ground ball.
Probably
He'll
not.
figure that out real quick how to avoid doing that.
and that's
And Harry Carey's the greatest example. He won't be Ray Ordonez and lose the ball in the sun, even though he grew up in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Building.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
I want to do one
Yep.
more build one
Yep.
because
Yep.
I know how you guys are with your
Yeah.
pitchers and
Yep.
so am I.
Oh,
So
yeah. This is a good one.
build your all-time rotation. You can spend $15. We
Okay.
start with the aces. So
Okay.
at the top, Sandy Koufax, Tom Seaver, Steve Carlton, Bob Feller, and Whitey Ford. Nick, start us off.
And the funny part for me is like,
Oh,
Some of these other guys are more aces
An
than these
eighth.
guys.
Yeah.
What-
That's it.
CC on the bottom right.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, I'm gonna take.
I've got a piece of
Yeah,
paper like
three.
almost like he does there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, we're starting at ace.
Okay.
I know you're adding
All right.
quickly.
9, 10.
Thank you.
Oh shoot.
How much we have?
4, 8.
You have $15.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to have to do a bargain.
This is-
I'll open it up.
Off. All right. Sorry. You know.
So I'm going to start off with a complete bargain. Hey, the guy was almost 100 years old when he
All
got
right.
ready for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Ready for
And
That's
I'm-
my first one.
I'm going to second it. And people forget because he played so long ago that, yeah, absolutely Whitey Ford. That's how we're going to have
It was
it.
a great pitch
It
for
was.
the Yankees.
Yeah.
One of the all-time greats for
was.
that team.
Yep.
Mike?
I mean, since I'm going literally on the idea of guys on their prime. Oh, scroll back up for that particular one. Yeah, I think at that point, I'm going to go Whitey.
Yeah.
I mean, and his longevity in general.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna take Whitey Ford as well.
I'm splurging here.
Okay.
I'm going Bob Feller.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
$2.
Hey, that's also
Yeah.
a bargain for two.
It is. Yeah. For sure.
So
Not a really long career.
Oh yeah.
the number 2, we have Walter Johnson,
Boy.
Bob Gibson, Juan Marichal, Don Drysdale, Don Sutton.
Ooh.
Daniel, go ahead.
Bob Gibson. Absolutely.
I'm echoing you.
Yeah.
I'm like, you are talking about, they literally changed the mound.
They did.
Of him.
And I remember
As my dad always says, when
Yep.
he pitched, his stuff was better than anyone.
better than anyone.
I'm
I'm going with him.
firmly Bob Gibson.
Yep, me too.
Like,
I mean, that should have been an ace.
You'll take Bob?
Oh crap. 4, 8, 12, 13. Okay, yep, I'm going Bob Gibson as well.
Dave?
Bob Gibson.
Yeah.
Roy.
What do you go?
So we're to the number
Who did
3.
you take?
I took Bob.
Okay,
I'm taking Gibson.
I'll take
Everybody.
Bob Gibson.
You have to. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You have to.
My
Right.
dad used to tell me that he had the
he's
best
not
pitching
in the top
mechanic
line.
I've
I
ever
don't
seen.
understand.
I know.
Yep.
I agree.
I would switch him and Walter Johnson in a heartbeat.
Yes, completely.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think Walter Johnson is as great
I mean, he was.
40 years down the line.
Yeah, he was then, but does he do what he did in the 60s, 70s, or 80s? No,
Right.
no chance.
No.
Number 3,
Ooh.
Pedro Martinez, Roger Clemens, Fergie Jenkins, Jim Palmer, Oral Hershiser.
Oh wow.
If I had
We
to
get-
start on this one,
We get 15.
Jeff, you are starting on this one.
Okay.
again, I'm going with prime. How well? I'm going to go Oral. I'm going to go cheap.
I'm doing the same
Yeah.
because
I'm-
that puts me at $7, and now I got some room to
I'm
play.
at 9, and I know I'm already pretty much.
My second round.
Well, I've got $6 now, so I got
Right,
$9 to
I
spend.
think it was Roger Clemens. Yep. For $4. Yep. That's who I'm choosing. Roger
Okay.
Clemens.
Dave?
I am going to take Jim Pullman.
Okay.
That's a good
Yeah, it is a good one.
pick.
Dan?
I'm also going to go with Oral Hershiser.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in the number 4 spot, we have Greg Maddox, Nolan Ryan, Gaylord Perry, Catfish Hunter, and Jack Morris. This is probably the toughest line.
I
for
would
me.
fully agree. This is probably one of the harder.
These
lines.
are all studs. And for my money, there was nobody better in the late 80s than Nolan.
Agreed.
Mhm.
But I got to take Maddox because of the things he could do and the mind that he had.
Oh yeah.
That puts me at like $12, so I got $3 left. Nick.
I'm taking Ryan.
Okay.
For $4.
Okay.
All the way. Nolan Ryan for $4 for me, and that gives me it's the 8, 9, 10. I'll have $4 left for our final one.
Nolan Ryan, 100%.
But-
I mean, I'm like you. I'm grabbing Maddox. I'm like, to me, it's the fact that yeah, Ryan has the ability to potentially get a no hitter at any given time or a low, but Maddox just is literally like, if you're in a pressure situation,
He's
who
going
else do you
to
want to have throw the ball?
He's going to outthink you.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'd argue.
number 5, we have Randy Johnson, Clayton Kershaw, John Smoltz, Kurt Schilling, and CC Sabathia. Nick.
I am taking Kurt Schilling to spend my last $2.
Okay.
And I am not mad about my lineup.
Dave.
Clayton Kershaw were my last 4, and it's the same thing.
I
I'm not
yeah.
not upset about mine.
Dan.
I had $5 left, and I'm going to spend it on Randy Johnson.
That's a good
Yep,
bargain.
and I'm not going
Randy
to regret it.
is- Yes.
I've got my 4 left. I'm going to take Kershaw.
I got 3 left. I'm taking John Smoltz.
I
It's
say,
like, and again, spending all of it, can you really be?
Right,
There's
see,
no pick you can have.
No.
That would be bad. Oh,
right. Yeah, exactly.
Fine.
Every one of those.
yeah, I thought those
Imagine-
were right.
Walter Johnson is the only one that would be hard to
If
because
you-
you don't know how he would be.
Right.
Like, I think any other of those older
Yeah.
pitchers would still potentially be a
Mhm.
good pitcher, even in like the last
For
20,
sure.
25
if you
years.
gave me the last row, right? Randy Johnson, Clayton Kershaw, John Smoltz, Kurt Schilling, and CC, I'd be happy doing that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
No, you take any, you
Shit.
take the
Oh,
three,
yeah.
you take the $3 row across
Heck yeah.
the board. I'm like,
Yeah. I just
Hey,
say-
one thing about CC Sabathia is his house, his Christmas lights are legendary in New York.
Are
Yeah.
they really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
people
they
drive
are.
for miles
Yeah,
around
they do.
his neighborhood to
Good
see
friggin-
his.
He's a
Christmas
neat
light.
guy. He is.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, was in kind of a regular neighborhood actually in Brooklyn. New
Then-
York. So
Yeah.
Don't look this way.
All right.
All right.
Looking this way.
True or false on Ricky being Ricky?
Oh boy.
All of them true.
All-time rank in runs scored. Where does Ricky rank?
I thought this was true or false.
Oh God.
I'm going to ask you where he ranks.
We're run scored.
Run
I'm
scored.
gonna say first.
Fifth.
I'm gonna go with third. Completely random.
No. 7th.
So we do have a correct answer on here with 2,295. Ricky has scored more runs than any Major League Baseball player
Okay.
ever.
Wow.
He stole more bases, and as we've been talking about, I mean that's
He got put into
He did. Yeah.
We're going to skip the next two because they're too easy.
Okay.
Stolen bases. Does anybody have a number on how many he had?
I remember it's
I remember when he beat LeBron's record.
28,000 and
It's not 28,000.
22,000. Well, 2,000 was like, is that like 2,800 and like, no, 2,400 and like 32 or something like that, isn't it?
That's impressive, Mike.
But I remember the stat you gave because it was like somebody would have to do
I remember when the
60
game.
stolen bases a year for like, oh no, it's like 1,200 and something because it was like
I
they had
remember
to
when
do
the,
it for
the
like
game
20
stopped.
Yeah, I do
Right.
too.
Yeah, they did.
And I also remember
He
getting
took a base.
The base up
He
and
took
held it
the
over his head.
base.
and I also remember getting pissed off in Little League because we weren't allowed to wear jewelry like him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. And we
Mr.
got
starter kit.
and if we picked the base up
It
and
was,
put it up,
that was a
front,
big no-no.
that would have been a big problem.
Your dad might have whipped our ass
That's right. That's right there on the field.
Yep, right there on the field.
Wasn't it like 12,000?
With his pipe.
something?
Yes. This pipe.
12,000 and change.
Yeah.
I remember you giving somebody would have to steal like 60 bases a year
'Cause didn't
for like
he-
20 straight years.
Because he continued
And
on
still-
after he broke the record for,
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
For years.
for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,406.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
There you
that's what it
go.
was.
Yeah.
It was 24.
Easily.
Oh yeah, you do the quick math. I mean, if he played a 20-year career, that's 70
Yeah.
some bases
Yeah.
a year.
Anyone know
That's crazy.
Yeah.
how many leadoff home runs?
Wasn't it 89 that you said?
From Henderson,
I just threw out, I knew it was in
Oh.
the 80s.
Yeah.
Huh?
80, 85?
How many what?
Leadoff home runs.
We'll go 84 just to remember the
Tigers.
Tigers.
Sure.
Yep.
I'm gonna telling you, let's go 105.
I only 88.
81.
81.
Okay.
Number one.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Walks. Where did he rank?
Well, let's see. He wasn't a super big guy, so he had a little bit of small
he
strike
crowd.
down. He
Yeah.
crowd,
Oh,
absolutely,
okay.
the leadoff hitter. I'm gonna guess that he was probably in top 10 of rank of walk.
Yeah, I'd go
walk
like
rank.
about 7 maybe.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you're looking at guys like Barry were
Got intentionally
Right.
walked.
Yeah.
a lot.
Yep. And
I would hazard the best that Barry might be number one.
Mark McGuire's got to be up there, although his career wasn't as long, so that's going to cut down.
Although at a point, Babe Ruth was like the lead
Yeah.
because
Yep.
again, he was
Same
a guy
thing.
that they
When Ricky played, his rookie season had to be around 80.
yeah.
That's it. It's
No,
the
he
lo-
played for-
longevity
And he
of his
played
career.
into the 2000s.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's 20 some
I'm
years.
gonna guess 5. Number 5.
Guys,
Yep.
I guess I'm gonna go between you guys. I'm gonna go 6.
Okay.
With 2,190, he's number 2 overall.
Wow.
Wow.
Crazy.
Okay.
So
Alright, Steve.
again, you do some quick math in your head. I mean, that guy got multiple walks
2,000
every game. It was
2,190.
just crazy.
Yeah.
He probably had, how many games do you think he played in? Probably about
Well-
3,000 in his career. I'm gonna guess.
Oh, I guess probably more than that.
Or net,
Guess.
3,500.
Yeah, maybe.
So if he had 2,100 walks, I mean, it's almost every game he had a walk.
So it's
Crazy.
So
close to every other.
Yeah.
did he have 3,000 hits?
I do believe he got to it. I don't think he got much above it, but I think he got to it.
I'm gonna say yeah.
999.
3,055.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he did.
He ranked 21st in hits.
Yeah, and he's the type of player that would have kept, even if he had a bum leg or whatever, he would have kept playing
Hell
till he got that.
Again,
piece.
and
Yeah.
a
yeah.
true athlete, and he loved the game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
He just loved it, like a little kid out there.
Yep.
Let's see what else I had on here. Oh, I want to get to the Hall of Fame in a minute. So I want to discuss this because I have thoughts and I'm not huge on some of this list. This is the all-time Team USA squad. Okay.
Okay,
All time.
sure.
Oh, I
Okay.
just closed it.
World Baseball Classic underway. Yeah.
Yeah, I love.
Why that happened? Oh, F sakes. Stop being dumb. All right. So
like
the outfield, they have Bonds, Mays, and Ruth.
Other than
Left to
maybe
right.
get rid of somebody, trade Ruth for somebody else, like a Hank Aaron or something.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And remember, these have to be American players, so you can't say like Roberto
You
Clemente.
got to sit there and go with
Yeah.
like a Hank Aaron. Or,
Yeah, you can go Roberto Clemente
Yeah.
because he's obviously
So
not.
looking at right here, what is this?
This is what this place thinks is the all-time
That's-
USA squad. So like the all-time best player at this position that's American.
Yep, they
Or
were
I'd put
born.
in, or I'd put in Ted, like Ted Williams. could
Yeah,
be
maybe.
out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't argue with
Otherwise,
you
it's
with
not a
those,
bad.
but-
That the outfield is not a bad overall.
Not
There
Not
are
a,
the guys you could be like, well, that maybe this guy, maybe that guy, but that's not a bad.
Again, I might switch Ted Williams out, but
Yeah,
third base. How do we feel about Mike Schmidt?
I mean, probably one of the better third basemen.
I mean, power numbers for sure.
Yeah,
uh, yeah, but I definitely wouldn't put Derek Jeter in that. Sure.
There, no.
I know.
yeah.
I couldn't hold my fire on that one, but Mike Schmidt at third base, yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
That or Wade Boggs,
Yeah,
or you could
that's
really
it.
put over George Brad. I mean, any
Is this-
of those guys.
And this is based
could
on
be that.
defense.
Defense and
offense.
offense.
Yeah.
Schmidt was a solid defender. and
But Wade Boggs was too.
He was.
I would probably put Wade Boggs.
I think
in.
I would too. I mean,
Yeah.
that
I mean,
what is his all-time hit?
Yeah.
Is Wade Boggs like third or fourth?
Yeah, I don't know.
mean, geez.
Okay, let's get Nick. Did you have a thought on Schmidt?
Yeah. Look,
You like
know,
the long ball.
say I do, right? And
Chicks dig the log ball,
You're-
remember?
your outfield's already giving me all that. I'm fine with Schmidt being
Okay.
there. That one doesn't. I'm in the same boat that David
Jeter is
is.
short.
Right, like we're
Yeah.
just saying no.
Enough the bits to get to that.
The fuck. Now, again, Nick just hit it with you have all the home runs in the outfield. If you got Schmidt at third base, you got a shit ton of home runs. I know why shortstop is not him.
No,
Nothing against
No.
Ozzy.
to me, it's Cal Ripken.
Right, Ripken,
One of those two.
One or the other has to be. And
You're taking Ozzy just because of the defense.
Hands down, I'm taking.
I mean,
If I were to pick a spot where I'm going to lose power,
Yeah.
strictly for defense, it's going to
That's
be
one,
Ozzy right
yeah.
there.
think about the difference in like World Series.
It's
the
like
guy-
you said, why does Nico Horner get such a negative connotation about not being
And-
able to be in like the World Baseball Classic for the United States?
Right.
Yeah. And
One
remember,
of the best hitters and probably the best defensive second baseman in the game right
Yeah.
now. And literally just because he does not hit for power,
Right.
he's not even considered.
Ozzy's not American born.
Ozzy is not.
No,
Ozzy
Oh.
Smith.
just say I
I'm
don't.
glad you looked that up. I guess I'm going.
Holy.
Cal, yeah.
Where was he born?
While Nick looks that up, let's look at second base.
Okay.
Okay.
Joe Morgan. Yeah, I could live with that.
Yeah.
I could too.
See, I would
In the heart
switch,
of
I would switch that to Sandberg because
I'm
Morgan
fine.
hated Sandberg.
Yep, Mobile, Alabama.
I was going to say, of course, he was born. Now, one thing I was going to say about Ozzie Smith to continue is, remember, he was a good base stealer
He
too.
was a great base.
He was so
Just
fast.
for average.
You took
Yeah.
a
Even
natural
with that, like,
athlete
how
out there
you
on the
could have
field.
Ricky
Man,
Henderson out there in
he
that
did
outfield.
hit-
You could have Ricky Henderson. You could have Tony Gwynn.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
did hit for average, but compared to nowadays stats, his were quite light
Yeah.
on the.
Yeah, I think you could do Sandberg
Yes.
in place of,
Yeah.
and maybe Lou, but outside of those
Yeah.
three, I don't think
Mhm.
there's really anybody else you could pick.
No, and Joe Morgan's perfectly fine. I mean, his numbers
he
aren't
is.
worse than
Right.
any of those other guys.
Oh, and you look at
Star
a championship under his belt, which is he's got more than any of the other three.
Yeah.
too.
How do we feel about first base with Lou Gehrig?
100%.
If he does not have to
Yeah.
retire when he does,
Yes.
he makes
Yep.
unbreakable records.
Oh, yeah.
Ignore the man in the corner of this screen.
Yeah.
We will get to that in a minute.
Okay.
I consider, yeah.
Go, no, go.
Lou Gehrig, yeah, absolutely. So good.
Probably the greatest first baseman
Yeah.
of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Excellence there.
Hands down.
Johnny Bench behind the dish.
I think that's a fairly good pick. I might. it's hard because you had some good ones that just had their knees,
Yeah.
keep them from having a good career.
Yep.
But I'm like, yeah, a lot of the guys who could put up there are guys who literally that would have like the same type of numbers,
Right.
the
And
same type of longevity aren't U.S. born players.
yes, I was gonna say I can think of a couple
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
might,
Yeah.
but not US
Yeah,
born.
that-
No.
Yeah, and again, you look at Johnny Bench's numbers, they're
Yep.
going to be right up there, top 5, top 10 of any other catcher.
You could probably argue Carlton Fisk. You could,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd say you could argue Munson, but Munson didn't play long enough
No.
because he got killed in that crash.
That's
I
it.
mean, Yogi is just he
Same.
comes down as a
Longevity.
famous,
Yeah.
Yeah.
longevity and just his
And
personality.
quotes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the
He's like a
the
white,
numbers.
slow Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but the numbers. I mean,
Yeah.
Johnny Bench, I don't disagree with that.
Designated hitter.
Okay.
Let me ask you something. Let's say we're going to keep the outfield they have.
Mhm.
Yep.
Are you DH and Ken Griffey Jr.? Or are you DH?
Yeah, no, right.
I mean,
There's
come
no
on.
field they have. Well, yes,
Right.
Yeah.
true.
Right?
But if you're keeping just that, yes, I probably have,
I mean, you're
have
going to
him in
pick
the field,
somebody.
and I have him in the field.
And
'cause,
Babe Ruth sitting on the.
Yeah.
how good, even with that, like
I just,
Barry, once he got to the point of just being a power hitter,
Well, Hank Aaron's not on this list.
yeah,
Right.
But also, they probably, whoever made this list figured, well, in Babe Ruth's day, there was no such thing as a designated hitter.
but if
So that's why they wouldn't have put him.
so we're talking about DHing a guy. I mean, Ken Griffey Jr. was very good with his gloves.
We're talking
He
about.
was.
and you've got guys
He's a
out there
great
on the
outfielder.
league who never were in a league that had a DH.
That's it,
Right, that's-
right?
yeah.
Like
Johnny-
Barry was
That's
never.
why-
Johnny Bench,
Right.
Bill Morgan,
If you're
right?
going
I mean, was a national league player.
That's just DH. You would want to pick a actual DH, and I don't know who that is.
It's not gonna be,
Again, it hasn't been
That's
around.
Murphy.
yeah.
Yeah, he came first most of the time.
I can't think of one that was American born.
No,
I get Edgar Martinez off the top of my head.
I can
Yeah.
think of Miguel
Not American.
Cabrera towards the end of his career.
When
He
they-
was a great DH.
And actually, for the 2 years that he actually played good for the Tigers, Victor Martinez was a
Yeah.
great DH.
yeah.
But again, yeah, not American
That's
born.
recent, and I don't know how.
All right, who do we have?
Okay.
Starting pitchers, we have Cy Young, Randy Johnson, and Greg Maddux. Listen, Cy Young has records nobody will ever.
So we
But
go.
again, how does that?
He couldn't pitch
No.
after the time he pitched.
No,
No.
because it was such a different game.
Yeah, I would replace him with Gibson.
Yeah.
Oh, was Gibson U.S. born? I would assume Gibson was.
Yeah,
US.
he was
Gibson,
US.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, I'm fine with those
Remember,
other
before about 1970, there were hardly any players that weren't U.S. born playing in MLB, and even after that, Puerto Ricans are Americans.
Yes,
It's not Puerto
they
Ricans,
are
really.
American.
They are not foreign born. Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Yeah.
So, but with that said, I think I don't know. The relievers is another one that's kind of like designated hitter. I mean, until about 40 years ago, unless I
Yeah.
really getting
You know who-
where he was expected to pitch at least 8 innings.
Well, and I'm not.
One I would change Cy Young out for Roger Clemens.
And
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, you got that.
I
Like
could
said,
do that.
You could, or like I said, you could replace him with a lot of people.
Yeah.
You
You
could,
could replace any of those guys with a lot of
Right.
people.
You could.
I think reliever wise, the only one you're going to potentially keep there is going to be Hoffman.
See, I'm getting rid of Billy Wagner immediately, and I'm
Just
bringing
because
in.
he's
And I would get rid of
the second best closer of all
and I
time.
would get rid of the goose.
Or lead on American born Mariano.
Mariano Rivera. Problem is he wasn't American born.
I
Although,
think-
was he Puerto
I-
Rican?
and
And Dominican.
Puerto Rico has their own team.
I know, but
I know, but technically they are
Technically, they
U.S.
are.
I
Americans,
think
yeah.
Guillermo Hernandez was Puerto Rican.
yeah.
Willie Hernandez,
But I actually think,
but maybe not.
and I think, wasn't he Dominican anyways? Mariano Rivera.
I'm
I
looking.
thought he was Panamanian.
Maybe that was it. I don't think he was Puerto Rican.
He was
though.
Pan, yeah.
Panamanian American,
Yeah.
former major
Okay,
league.
just
Yeah, I thought he was Panamanian.
There you go.
How about manager?
Yeah, he was born in Panama.
No, I'm going with Jimmy Smokes.
I'm gonna go with Sparky Anderson or Tony La Russa.
It's
Yeah.
hard to not pick Sparky when he literally won World Series in 2 leagues.
And so
First
did
manager to
and
do it.
same with Tony La
Don't it,
Russa.
Tony La Russa.
Yeah.
It's so
The
hard.
biggest thing with him is his attempt at a comeback really ruined his
Yeah, falling asleep in the dugout doesn't do you any.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
he
think
should-
so. It was more of the team he attempted
they
to
were
come back
horrible.
with.
That's true.
than the
But still,
manager.
when you're falling asleep.
But yes, that's not a good look.
But still, don't do that. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
sometimes
not a good look.
hard when
I can't
you.
believe you guys didn't pick Brad Awesome.
Yeah.
Surprises me.
Their choice on here is Joe Torre. Joe Torre was handed a fucking Ferrari.
Yeah,
Well,
he-
that's exactly it.
it's okay. Let now we know who did this. This says hard rock.
However,
I'm
he
sure
didn't
this
crash,
yeah.
is a New York thing.
but he didn't crash the Ferrari, and there was
He did
something
not.
out about that.
He did not. And yes, they probably had one of their best,
Yeah.
you know, long-term teams
Sure.
under him since like the 30s,
They did,
early
yeah.
40s.
That
When
was
we were
the-
talking Babe
yeah.
and
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
wanted to really go back to the 1920s Yankees,
yeah.
and I mean,
It's the guys you could grab. Yeah.
You know,
you've got
we're talking about managers, but I would say Joe Torre, no, Sparky Anderson, or again Tony La Russa.
I mean, you could also throw Tommy Lasorda in that list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay. All time, not
All time, not in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is always a hard subject for
Yep.
us because they let people in that
Well-
probably shouldn't be in, and then why aren't you letting other people that should?
I'm gonna
I'm gonna imagine third base is gonna change in the next
yeah.
It should.
voting cycle.
I really think so.
At a quick glance, let's see, I'll read these for folks that aren't looking at the screen. Thurman Munson, Mark McGuire, Lou Whitaker, Pete Rose, A-Rod, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, Albert Bell, Roger Clemens, Carl Mays, Eddie Scotty, Kurt Schilling, and Tommy John. God,
So I just want to go yes or no on these.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Munson.
no.
Why?
Didn't play long enough.
Didn't play long
It's
enough.
sad he got killed in a plane crash, but that's life. And his numbers weren't there. I'm sorry. There. If I got killed in a plane crash, I wouldn't be able to have bigger numbers
Yeah.
because I'm dead.
I have to
That's-
agree.
that's it.
I agree.
He had a short cycle,
Yeah.
Yep.
and he was great for that short time. But
Yep.
unfortunately, it's just not long.
It wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
Agreed.
McGuire.
Yes.
Mike says yes.
Eventually, they're
Yes.
gonna
The
let the
steroid guys, they're
steroid
gonna
players
get
They're,
in.
they're going to get in.
And he's the second guy that in the steroid group after Barry Bonds
Yeah.
that deserves. Well, and then
Yep.
Clemens, the number
Yeah.
3 after
Yeah.
Clemens and Bonds that deserves to be there.
I'll say
Without
yeah.
steroids, is he a Hall of Famer?
No.
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Not sure. Just on.
I'm
his
not sure he
career.
is.
It wasn't long enough with just the one stint.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the steroids allowed him
I
to
don't know.
heal better.
See,
I
him
don't
and
know.
I watched him play
In the very beginning
of his career.
I saw that.
He-
Saw a few games with
Yeah.
him, like
Yeah.
live too. And
Yeah.
I remember him hitting
I did
over
too.
the roof
Yeah.
of Tiger
Yeah, I
Stadium.
did too.
I watched it too.
It was
We went
rookie season in '87. We went to a game and they played the A's.
and Dad got there early just to watch him and Jose Canseco hit
batting practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my problem with McGuire is he had those seasons towards the end of the Oakland run where he was just injured all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Just
That's
couldn't
true.
get healthy and just couldn't play.
Yeah.
Steroids destroy your body too.
They do.
They make you actually they take your immune system out. So there's an argument the community's career could have been longer.
I anticipate he was probably juicing the entire time.
Oh, probably.
I don't think
Canseco.
McGuire wasn't early in his
Right.
career
Yeah.
because
He looked
he
normal.
wasn't. He looked normal.
Right.
Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Hall of Fame's a joke in the first place.
Nick is very pissed off about Ichiro not being unanimous, and I don't blame him because that's
Yeah.
a unanimous choice.
It's not even-
There are a lot of players that should
Cody
have been.
Wind, Greg
Right.
Maddux,
You
Randy
look-
Johnson. How are these guys not unanimous?
Nolan Ryan was
No,
not.
The only person that was Mariano Rivera.
Yep.
It's
But now that
based off
thing has
statistics.
been hit, there's no reason why it shouldn't happen more.
Yeah.
And
Like Pete Rose, when they put him on the ballot again, should be
he's got
unanimous.
to be
guy.
in there. He's got to be.
I
We'll
look
get
at,
to him.
I know we will.
I think it needs to have set standard that just says you have to meet these requirements, yes or no, plain and simple, right? Sure. Did Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa change my love for baseball? Absolutely, right? I was glued to the TV. So if you're asking for my opinion of, yeah, I mean, it changed it for me. So, but now statistics wise, I don't.
But even you look at it, like how many great pitchers from like the 50s, 60s, 70s were like the great did though, like greased up balls and
Yeah.
stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah. Gaylord Perry.
Doing his best. Yeah, literally like
Told me
Eddie
so.
Harris does it the best thing. He's
Yeah.
like
Sometime read
sticks them.
read all about Oil Can Boyd's exploits.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you all about the amount of cocaine that was in the game, They used to take amphetamine pills back in the 50s before you could go out and get
Yeah.
meth. So, okay,
Yep.
it's always been part of the
Everybody,
community.
everybody has always tried to find a way
Yeah.
to be.
Including by using drugs and
I
alcohol.
you will.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's happened.
All right, second base is a travesty. Lou
Yeah.
Wicker.
Oh God, they're-
Yes.
100%.
you're literally talking about top 3 to 5 second basemen of all time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The fact
And
that he's not in
it's,
this is
if
crazy.
he
Yeah.
played in New York, he would have been
Oh, yeah.
probably first ballot because he would have had so much more media exposure.
Him
That
and,
or-
him and Sandberg were the best second basemen in the the 80s,
In the
hands
80s,
down.
absolutely.
Hands down.
Yep.
That or yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
had the bigger markets. LA,
Yeah.
he's the same.
Sure, but it's Detroit, so that was it.
Pete Rose obviously should
Yeah.
be a.
100%.
He bet on baseball, but he bet on his own team at least.
He did, and he's got his numbers. I
His
mean,
numbers.
it's hard to argue that he
Yeah.
doesn't belong to Hall of Fame.
Bose was a true baller.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Did
Oh,
he left it?
Truly
Yeah.
one of the greatest
He was.
baseball players of all time.
Uh,
He wasn't in the Hall of Fame. Nobody belonged
Yeah.
there.
A-Rod.
Nah.
No.
Yeah,
it's
Without the
also-
steroids, I don't
No.
And
And he's
Yeah.
another one. He very well, right from probably by the time he was like 22, 23, may have been doing it.
Yeah.
He may have done
yeah.
illegal
And-
stuff.
And remember, the Baseball Hall of
Three-quarters
Fame.
of his career.
The Baseball
But-
Hall of Fame is an independent from
But-
Major League Baseball organization that has its own standards,
I will say
and
this,
character
though.
is one of them.
He is great on TV though.
Yes.
Is.
I'll give-
Joe
give him
Jackson.
that. I don't know. Honestly, I do not know enough about his career.
The thing that will hurt him the most is his career of
The longevity.
also cut so short by
See,
getting
yeah.
banned.
Yep.
Yeah.
If he didn't get banned, I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But if I want to hold myself to the same standards I held Thurman Munson for,
Yeah.
I would probably say no because his
Yeah.
career was too short. And again,
Yeah, he only ended up like 7 full seasons.
yeah,
something
right.
like
we go
that.
back to the Hall of Fame. Character is
Yeah.
a very important part, and it's not entirely clear that Joe Jackson was completely innocent.
Yeah. Well.
It isn't.
Even though the numbers would say
Mhm.
Well, I
he
think
was still playing extremely well in that series.
I don't think Joe threw any of the games. I think that Joe took all the money.
Yeah.
Because you didn't make a lot of money back then. So if
Right.
somebody was going to offer money, I think he
That's
took it.
more
Yeah.
what I'm getting at. And the gambling of that type was so pervasive in the sport at the time that maybe Joe Jackson didn't gamble on that series in those games. But being on a team where every other
Well,
guy would have been in the same
but-
financial
yeah.
situation he could have benefited from it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds,
Yes.
Yeah, he
no
was,
doubt.
Yes.
He was on there.
Well, he was one of the greatest baseball
Same
players.
standard that I would hold myself to for
Yeah,
the other ones he has
I
to be
think
at.
his writing was later on in his career.
Yeah. Well, I think he got really pissed off in '98 because everybody was talking about Sosa and McGuire,
Yeah.
who were obviously juicing.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's
And he's like, fuck it, I'm
Fuck it.
juicing too.
yep.
Now, he might have been doing it to some extent
Right.
before that, but it really kicked in.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sosa,
I don't
No.
think so.
No,
no,
not a
Not long
chance.
enough.
Not at all.
Not long
No.
enough. That's it. It's the numbers with
Albert Bell.
same thing. I don't
Yeah.
think the
No.
numbers are there.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if we're not, if we're not putting Sosa in, we're not putting Bell in. So,
No, and that's
yeah.
exactly think what it boils down to.
Clemens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even
No.
even before he was a Hall of Famer.
Oh,
in his
God.
time.
He was.
The true all-time.
Yeah,
great
he
stuff.
was.
Never pitched that
Yeah.
game, and it's sad that he got associated
I
with
know.
roids because actually, when he played for Boston, he was kind of the opposite. Roger
Yeah.
Clemens was known for taking very good care of his
Yeah.
body. He had an insanely intense
Mhm.
off-season workout. Guy used to fill 50-gallon drums with rice and
Mhm.
punch them until his
Yeah.
freaking arm swelled up.
He put his
to
hand
build
in there.
shoulder
Yeah.
strength.
He put his hand in an oven to build shoulder strength.
Yep. I mean, he's got to be in the Hall of Fame again.
Mhm.
If he's not in there with his numbers,
Why have a Hall of Fame?
Especially when you look at
God.
the fact that he had a career for like the first
Yeah.
10 to 15 years that wasn't tarnished.
Yeah.
yeah, and everybody knew it.
And if
Yeah.
you never met Andy Pettit in the locker room with a needle,
When
I
I
might never been
I
touched.
remember watching a game on TV right when Roger Clemens tied the all-time American League strikeout record in a single game. This is at Tiger Stadium.
Mhm.
September. This is like the late 90s. There's like 5 people in the stadium, and there's Roger Clemens just absolutely schooling that pathetic Detroit Tigers team that none of those guys really belonged out there. And he's showing them, I'm a pro and you aren't.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so
But I think
impressive.
that's the hard part about like his record getting the 20 was he was against a team that really wasn't. Like
Yeah.
when Kerry
Well,
did
that's
it, and
true.
when
Yeah.
like they were like there were some
Right.
good players on that
Yeah.
Astros team when
Yeah.
Kerry Wood
Yeah, that's true.
tied that.
There were.
Yeah.
Bagwell, Alu, and
Yeah.
Vigio come to
Fair
mind.
enough.
Yeah.
And seeing that's it for a lot of years when Roger Clemens pitched for Boston, they sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was it.
Yeah.
So
Carl Mays.
I don't know much about him.
I don't know
I'm
shit
very little
about him.
about him.
207 wins, 126 losses, ERA.
When did he play?
2.92 back in 1915 to 1925.
They sold that ball there.
That ball there.
I mean, I guess with that being again a time when the pitchers would have pitched probably the entire game,
Entire
really
game?
not the numbers
Yeah.
relative to a lot of the
Right.
other
but that
pitchers
is
from that point.
and that is something to think about though.
Mhm.
because
Because
that's Christy Mathewson
Yep.
day.
Yeah.
That's like
Three Finger Brown,
Yeah,
Cy
like, I
Young.
don't
yeah.
like. I would say no, just
Yeah.
because he doesn't have those same numbers as those guys.
So I'm going to slaughter his name, Eddie Cicotte.
I that's how I attempted to pronounce it.
All right.
Chakotay.
No.
I think it's usually with
Yeah,
that.
it's
So
Yeah.
Italian.
again, he Black Sox.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
All right.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, he was their number one pitcher.
it'll be
Detroit, I'm going to give it to him.
How far
for the Tigers, too.
How far into his career was he?
So he did win over 200 games at a low
And
year.
that may be one that yes,
Yeah.
because he at least at that
Win.
point had
Dead
more of a
Dead
career
baller.
than Shoeless Joe.
That
Okay,
ball in.
1905
also-
to 1920.
Yeah, he played 15 years.
209 wins, 148 losses, ERA of 2.38 for full games. I mean, this is
yeah, that's it. These guys hardly ever had relief pitchers back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they
207 innings pitched.
well, that's what
250
made what
innings
Bob
pitched.
Gibson did
Yep.
so impressive.
Oh,
And that
Jesus.
was still at a point.
And speaking of which,
1917, he pitched 346.2 innings.
yeah,
Wow.
They threw a lot.
and along those same lines, he and I are going to have to
Jeez.
depart
That's always
there.
the hard
Yeah.
part about.
We have to mention a true shout out to Mickey Lowens, Detroit Tiger,
Yeah.
all-time great. 3 complete games in the World Series. Talk about something that'll never be done again.
Yeah.
And he died here just a couple
He
weeks
did.
ago.
Yep.
So I definitely want to mention that on our baseball episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan and I met him when we were little boys at a baseball card show. It was very cool. I still have his autograph somewhere.
That's fun.
Let's just hit Schilling and Tommy John real quick. Yes or no?
Schilling,
Yes.
yes. Tommy John, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm probably yes
Yep.
on both of those.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start to wrap up, but I want to go over this. So in 1988, there were 622. Don't look at my computer.
Oh,
There were 622 complete games by pitchers.
Okay.
How many were there last year? If you saw it, don't say it.
I'm going to guess
320.
150.
Complete games last
Complete
year?
games by pitcher.
Yeah, I'm going to guess 150.
Oh, I'm going to guess a third of that. 50.
Nick,
It was
not,
800.
not guessing.
It was 800.
He saw it.
28.
28.
Yeah, I got it.
Daniel, you're
Yeah.
even more.
Yeah.
From 622 in
Sure.
1988. What year were you born?
That year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to 28 last year.
Wow. But
AJ Hinch.
again, it's
Thank you.
a very
AJ.
different game.
One of the complete games, I believe, speaking of AJ Hansen,
Listen,
was Terry.
I know, Trix.
Well, and here's the deal. This is part of the problem, I think, with the way pitching is nowadays. They want everybody to throw gas. So you're throwing
They do.
95, 96,
Mhm.
98,
And you
100
can't do
miles an
that.
hour.
You can't do
You
that.
can't do that for 9 innings. You just can't. Your body
Especially,
can't.
especially when most of it they want it to be this breaking shit, which requires a strange bend of the elbow
Yeah.
Mhm.
with every fucking pitch.
And these guys, their careers, they aren't lasting any longer
So
than
you
these.
literally had things where like there were seasons where Bob Gibson had more in a single season than all of last year for all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, one pitcher.
Yeah.
One pitcher.
I mean, I think the guy is probably,
Danny
I
McLean.
was just gonna say, a really nasty human being. I'm glad I've never met him, but Denny McLean,
Yeah.
probably one of the greatest
Yeah.
pitchers, but such
Yeah.
just a scumbag.
But there was something I saw, and it was
You
that
know?
year that right before they changed the thing, and
Yeah.
he was literally like a third of an inning short of basically pitching what would have been a full season of 9 inning games.
Yeah.
Wow.
He got pulled once in like the 8th inning, but then he pitched like a 10 inning game to make up for it. And then literally it was some weird thing where like they called the game early and they just were like, well, there's no reason to make it up. Otherwise, that year he would have pitched a full season's worth of 9-inning games.
Was it the 91 World Series that Morris went 10 innings?
I think so with Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, and that's it.
That's happened
It
every
used to be until
Mhm.
about the mid 80s, actually.
Mhm.
If a guy started the game, he was told, unless you really get your ass kicked out there, it's yours.
Yeah.
Make it
He was at
happen.
least
It's really
he was at
just-
least expected
To
to
go
go
eight-
7.
Yeah, 7
But
or
it
8
was
innings.
the 80s when the closer really started becoming. It was still 8 innings. Yes,
Yep.
it was 8 innings to get
The
to
Tiger-
the closer.
with
Guillermo.
Guillermo. Yeah.
If you ran into closers, especially in the 70s, they needed to pitch 3 innings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If the starter got you through 7, that closer's coming in for 3.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the 70s especially.
Yeah.
Well,
Again, you and
Gossage was famous for he's
But I
throwing
think
3 innings.
but I think that's how a lot of them got to those larger
Yeah.
numbers. Like
And-
they came in
Right.
at
But the save stat didn't even come in into what, the late 90s?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the 90s. Yeah,
Before that was even
that's
a
what I'm getting
stat,
at, and
an
that's
official
why.
stat.
well,
I
that's
don't-
why a lot of them are like they go
Yeah.
back to how many close saves would
That's
this
what I
pitcher have
Yeah.
had, and
I don't necessarily.
but even then, how many of the original great closers were ex-starting pitchers?
No, a lot of them.
Well, and
Right.
so for a guy like that, he's a totally different guy to put in the Hall of Fame than a guy like Mariano Rivera, right? Because a guy that became a closer at the end of his career, he was a complete pitcher. He knew everything about the game. He had an entire career of that was his game out there. And then at the end of the career, he goes in there and throws the gas for an inning or two. I just can't see how throughout the course of an entire career, that guy's contribution is the same as a guy like Mariano Rivera, who his entire job for that team was really to get 1 or 2 guys out.
Yep.
That's it. You get those 2 guys out, we don't care what else you do for
Yeah.
the game. That's so much
They got to
different.
the point. I mean, they would bring him in
Yeah.
for the 9th. So it was 3.
Right. I'm being a little bit
Yeah.
purposefully ridiculous here, but the closer's job is to go out there and do the business for 5 or 10 minutes at a time. And that's it. It's just it's a totally different position.
Well, you see the thing that comes out there once in a while where they're like, okay, Game 7 World Series, bottom of the 9th, you're up by 1, and
You have a new
bases
pitcher
are loaded.
all
Who
the
are you bringing in to close it out? And I mean, at that point, it's not going to be Mariano because he's probably the one that got you to
Yeah.
bases loaded.
Yeah, you're bringing in a Randy Johnson.
You got
Bringing in a Randy Johnson, bringing in a Greg Maddox,
Justin
who can
Verlander
outtake
in
us
his peak.
who's
Yep.
somebody who's either going to overpower
He's
or
still in
who's
his
going to
peak,
outtake
sir.
him.
We're getting him this year. He better be. No, it's
Right.
All right, let's
this episode could go on for another
Yeah,
40,
it could.
30 minutes,
And
3 hours.
One of like, who are you going to bring in if you need a hit in that
Gonna still
situation?
keep going.
He and I've always said it's going to be Tony Gwynn if the bases
Yeah.
are loaded.
Yeah.
You want a guy who's just going to put the ball in play.
All right, Nick.
So as always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. Boys, thank you so much
Of
for,
course.
for making the drive.
Of course.
We talked about doing a second one later after baseball season has started, more towards when we get to
I'd
playoff
like to
time.
try a football one.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
might.
do.
All right.
Yeah, we should.
I'm thinking I'll bring some hot dogs or something
Okay.
for that
I love
episode.
hot dogs.
Yeah, I say be a little
Then
fun.
why don't we just do it at your house?
I mean, we could.
You know, I have plenty of tables and chairs for
You
us.
do?
Let me get jump in the pool after.
Yeah. So, yeah, David, thanks so
That'd
much
be
for the
fun.
garage beer.
You're welcome, my friend.
It was fun to enjoy a beer with you
And-
guys.
Thank you for the cherry soda.
Absolutely.
Kitty Wampus,
Thank
you
you for the
guys
seat.
get that time, go take a look at it.
All right, thanks for joining, everybody. We'll be back again in a week or so with another episode. Nick and I'll coordinate. Baby's coming soon.
All right.
So-
All right. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
You've dialed in.
To Box and Brews, you might hear something
You can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're going to want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
stuff.
they know the
And
brews.
they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and brews.
Brews.
Bucks and Brews.